Hello, kamustang lahat? Well, so sa mga nag-aantay, thank you so much. Waiting pa rin tayo syempre ng mga kasama natin. Ayusin ko lang ang aking camera. Ayan. Mm. Nice to see you too, Missy. Hi, Sharina, Marfil, and Romulo Gabriel. Sabi niya, Abisala, wala pang tao. Mukhang napaaga si Romulo kanina. So yun, waiting na tayo ng konti as usual. And of course, sa lahat ng mga nag-antabay talaga for this one, thank you so much dahil today, magkakaroon tayo ng another guest. Later, papakilala natin siya sa second half. First half of our live today is nagawa tayo ng pick a card reading, of course, and walang kamatayang interpretation and dreams. So, gagawin natin yan today. And sa mga nauna na dyan at mga nandyan na ngayon, isip-isip na kayo na mga gusto yung ipa-pick a card reading para tuloy-tuloy ang ating conversation natin tayo matagalan para masulit natin ang ating oras. Alam naman natin na yung 2 hours na yon mga malaya is hindi enough for us sa mga kadaldalan natin. So, maraming salamat talaga sa pagsubaybay at pagstay with me during my live video. So, yan. Okay, so batian fortune, hello to Romulo Gabriel and also to Sharina again, to Miss C, Susan Tabasan, hello po Sir Batara, good evening po sa lahat. At Mary Scrado, good evening po ulit, watching from Pangasinan. Hello po mga taga Pangasinan at of course to Mary Scrado. To Miss Lorna Isguera, hello po Lorna Isguera. Miss C, hello again. PJ Heller, good evening po, exciting to watch and can I ask for help? Paano po matatapos ang karmic cycle? Unfortunately, hindi natin yan topic today. Mahaba-haba kasing usapan yan. But siguro, quickly lang, no, you have to face the consequences. You have to face whatever the consequences, whatever the karma, you have to face it and do not do things over and over and over again. So you have to change your action. So you have to accept whatever the consequences of whatever you did before. Ganyan. So, maring depende sa situation eh. So gusto ko lang siya i-address quickly dahil mahabang usapin yan. Anyway, thank you for staying with us here. Pay ano ba? PJ. Ayun, sorry. And also to Miss Edith Estinor, hello po. And B, ang ganda ng kwintas mo, sabi ni Sharina. I thank you and this will soon available sa Pamanalikang Malaya as well, yung mga gantong klase ng mga accessories. So, malapit na talaga yung pamana. So, please give me more time pa to prepare for the page kasi alam niyo naman, lockdown. So, but malapit na. Salamat po sa advice. Yan po kasi lang nilabas sa mga readings sa akin. Okay. Well, usually naman, PJ, lahat ng mga bagay na may kinalaman sa karma, you can just simply accept whatever the consequences and do things na alam mong dapat na gagawin mo. At kung nangyari na to before, it's more of acceptance eh. More of acceptance. Ganun yung pinaka Sherry, actually, yung mga hikaw mo, meron din yon. Ngayon wala akong suot. Ay, may suot ako pero hindi yung ling-ling o. But may mga ganun. Ling-ling o, pakudos, ring of ling-ling o. Ano pa ba? Mga traditional, wearable, fashionable charm. So, hindi siya more of like the typical charm. Basta anyway, magsa-soft launch naman ako dito next time ng mga bagay-bagay. Teo, hello. Karen, ito na naman ako, Karen, sa iyong last name. Karen, please help me pronounce your last name. Schamasher. Schamasher. I'm sure. Sorry talaga, Karen. Every time na binabasa ko yung name mo, napapapause ako dun sa second name or last name mo. Bibenta ako dito sa kwintas mo, ha? Why not? Sure. And sabi ni Missy, sana ma-meet ko po kayo ni Ryan in person. Kasama ako? baka storbo lang ako. Hindi, I'm just kidding. Okay, so I guess we are still waiting in more and more. Start tayo ng around 8:15. Oh, share this video by the way kasi meron tayong mga pakulo later. As you can see doon sa thumbnail, meron tayong parang chance to win a parang divination tool from Ifa or Orisha tradition. And I'm not really sure yet kung ano yung magiging process kasi mag-usap kami later after the first half. So, but magbe-break us tayo ng around 10 minutes later as usual. Ano daw? Showmaker. Showmaker. Ang layo, Karen, ha? Showmaker. Really? But it's nice, really. It's nice na bubulo lang ako. Showmaker pala yung last name. Showmaker. Uh, Karen Showmaker or Showmaker. Wow, that's totally hindi ko naisip. Siya sure na naisip ko. Okay, so ayun, magandang magandang gabi sa lahat at mga umaga, tanghali, hapon, wherever you are right now. Good evening po, Sir Catalona. Kevin, it's okay to call me Batara, don't worry. Or you can just call me Catalona. Don't call me Sir na lang. It's okay. It's too much. But thank you for watching. Thank you, thank you. And Cusinera, hello po. Also, sabi ni Karen, showmaker means in German, it's showmaker. Ah, okay. Showmaker. Ah, okay. So, now that makes sense na to me. So, it's a German, oh, that's nice, that's nice. Sabi ni Missy, see you soon po, sir. Mamimit ko rin po kayo. Just call me Batara. Don't call me sir. It's first name base lang tayo para mas close. Wow. I'm just Batara, so don't worry. Ang Teo, si Dob ng respeto kasi ibig sabihin nun Catalona. Ganun ba yun, Teo? So, ganda ng ito. Pero ito wala to sa Malaya. But, I mean sa Malaya, sa Likhang Malaya or sa Pamana, rather, itong mug na to. Thank you, Cusinera. Binili ko to somewhere sa mall. Ano pa ba? Alinor. Hello, Sir Batara. Magandang gabi po. Magandang gabi po, Miss Alinor Norniels. Tama ba yon? Sorry po kung mali ang pag-pronounce ko. Norniels. Okay, so sige. Antay-antay muna tayo ulit. So, 5 minutes more. Sige, batian portion muna tayo. And share this video, please. And share sa inyong mga Facebook page. Kung may mga Facebook page kayo, share nyo doon. If wala, sa mga personal page, personal account niyo kung pwede lang naman. And later, isa yun sa maging requirements ulit natin for our reading. Kaya, share habang may time pa tayo. Okay. So, let's go. Isip na kayo ng mga pick a card reading now na para sulit ang oras natin. Kasi minsan nahihirapan tayo mag-isip, so nakakain yung oras natin. At ulitin ko lang, ayoko mag-isip na ako mismo tuwing live kasi it's your time to to shine kumbaga. So it's your time to think of whatever you want to to topic or yung sa diwataan. Sorry, nag-multitask kasi ako. Nagpa-copy-paste ako ng mga link dito. Ano ba to? Pick a card reading, ayun. So I'm really excited today, by the way, kasi hindi ko rin masyadong alam totally itong practice or yung spiritual path na to. But really interesting kasi somehow nakakita ako ng mga pagkakahawig sa ilang mga tools, maybe yung pinaka-aura ng practice, kahawig ng path to which diwataan. So I'm really excited. Siya Batara. Ay, bakit alis ka na, Hazel? Si Miss Hazel aalis. Okay, so we have 3 minutes more to start. Okay. Let's just post something first sa ating. By the way, guys, follow me sa official Facebook ng ating channel, which is Batara's Alternative Lifestyle. Just go there and follow and like that page. Bagong gawa lang siya, nag-decide nga ako na magawan ko dahil, ayokong um, magligaw-ligaw tayo kung saan-saan tayo mapupunta dahil may mga times na hindi nila daw ako mahanap or whatnot. So, eto na siya. At saka syempre, para dun talaga natin mas ma-express yung mga bagay na dapat nating ipag-post regarding sa ating channel. So, kung gusto nyong magkaroon ng mga update, aside sa community section ng YouTube, dito nag-update din ako. So, if bago kayo at you would like to ask or inquire for my reading services and online teachings from psychism, basic psychism, meditation, and whatnot, dito nyo ako i-message sa page na to, sa Batara's Alternative Lifestyle. Okay? So, let's go and let's start. Hindi pa. Meron pa tayong 2 minutes. Sige lang. Hindi ko pa nakikita yung mga chat room, chat area pala, kasi nag-post ako ng mga kung saan-saang pages. Kaya, wait lang. Sa mga nag-comment, standby. Hi, Rui! Ayun, nakita ko na yung comments. Sige. Medyo scroll up tayo ng konti sa mga... Guys, hindi lahat mababasa ko. Please, pasensya na po talaga kapag nalalagpasan ko yung mga messages nyo kasi ang dami pong sunod-sunod na nagbe-message. So, medyo mabilis scroll up, ganon. Okay, so... Sharina, hello. Hello po, Miss Sharina. Hello, nice to see you again, sir. Hello, Susan Tabasan, hello po, good evening sa lahat. Good evening po ulit. Nasabi ko na pala kanina. Kamusta po, Sir Batara? Sabi niya, I'm doing good, Miss Lorna. Thank you for asking. Sino pa ba nandito? Edith Estinor. Actually, yung mga hika mo, nasabi niya na rin kanina. Sarina, di ba nag-scroll up ako? Karen, show me Karen, nasabi ko na yan kanina. Eleanor Karen, Alinor Nornolies, nasabi ko rin. Hi, Bless Parco Rodriguez. By the way, guys, si Bless Parco, magiging guest din natin siya next week para i-discuss yung kanyang spiritual path. I will post the information later. Meron din siyang YouTube channel, nagbibigay din siya ng kanyang mga spiritual life. Just visit her channel. Bless Parco Rodriguez. Yun. Lorna Isgeran, lagpasan po ako sa tanong ko po. Ay, pasensya na po, Miss Lorna, hindi ko napansin. Sorry talaga. Hazel Marcel Sao Batara. Saan ang punta mo, Miss Hazel? Tynes Ortiz or Tynes Ortiz. Have a blessed Sunday, Mr. Batara. Thank you so much po. You too. Hi, Mischievous Being. Please subscribe to her channel as well. Kaibigan ko dito si Mischievous Being. Just go to her channel. Kung gusto niyo na makinig ng mga horror stories, ganyan, yung mga mahihilig dyan sa mga kwento, yung channel ni Mischievous Being, siya, para siyang online, teleradyo bang tawag doon? I don't know. Basta storytelling siya about horror stories, fictional at saka mga based sa mga real experiences, mga ganyan. Thank you, Bless, for staying. Tayu, magandang gabi po. Stay safe po always. Thank you. Sabi ni PJ, pwede mo i-pick a card ang paghingi ng sign ng iyong forever partner. Nakakapagod. Well, actually pwede to, pero masyadong generic. Masyadong magiging kanya-kanya ng partner. Baka pare-parehas ng partner, magkakabitan pa kayo kapag nakita mo yung sign. Iisang tao pala yung tinutukoy natin. So siguro, better yung iba, yung mas general talaga. Sabi ni Teo, i-post na niya sa lahat ng page niya. Thank you, Teo. Angelina Ibrahim. Hi, good evening. Gerald Joseph Robles, tinanggal niya yung message niya. Mrs. M, hello po. Sino ba? Annie Wee, hello, good evening. Hazel Marfield, dito ako sa'yo. Thank you, Hazel. Thank you po. Alright, so pick a card reading. Wala tayong pick a card reading dahil by around 9 o'clock, kasi quarter to 10, quarter to 9, magbe-break tayo mga around 10 minutes before 9, mga ganyan. Magbe-break tayo. So para sa second half. So let's start na the pick a card reading. Ang pick a card reading natin today ay, ano kaya? Ano ang pick a card reading? Hindi ko pa alam kung ano gagamitin kong card, so namimili pa ako. Siguro I go for Gaia. So let's start first with whatever reading na gusto nyo. Pick a card reading time, guys. bago tayo magsimulang mag-invite ng guests natin. Ayaw nyo bang mag-suggest? Ganito, tip ko sa inyo, kung may mga gusto talaga kayong i-pick a card reading, mag-suggest na po kayo para mali mo makuha natin yung sa inyo, di ba? Mas direct sa inyo plus makaresonate sa inyo iba. Anyway, hi Sir Batara, hope and wish we could invite you in our spiritual gathering, please. Sure po, Miss Annie, kapag may possible time ako and the same time din hindi na ganun ka-dangerous lumabas, if it's really safe na for us, then I'll definitely go around and do some parang open field vlog. May mga bala kasi kami, like pupunta kami sa iba't ibang tribe community, sa mga iba't ibang tribo to interview and to go to wherever possible magdadala sa atin ng magandang impormasyon like katulad din ng mga tribo, mag-interview tayo ng mga tribal members. Katulad ng mga ibang previous videos ko, like yung sa nagpunta kami sa Mangyan, nagpunta rin ako ng Manobo area. So yun, and sana mangyari na matapos na lahat ng to para mas masaya tayong lahat. Rui, love life. Hi Grace. O Biyaya. Thank you for watching. Okay, so let's ask na kung ano man yan. Wala pa rin nagsasabi ng talagang gusto nilang mag-pick a card reading question. Just message lang po, Miss Annie, kung ano pong araw nyo gusto at kailan, anong buwan, ganyan. Tapos kapag possible naman po, gagawin po natin, gagawan po natin ng paraan. Hi, Athena Sargado. Thank you for watching. And of course, guys, for those people na nandito, kindly like this video na rin para, mas mag-up pa tayo sa YouTube para mas makita pa tayo. Sabi ni Teo Catalon na invite din kita pag nakahanap na ako ng dapat naming co-Wednesday. Oh, sure. Why not? Sige lang, invite lang ng invite. Basta possible na kung pwedeng makapunta, why not? Okay lang po ba magsagawa ng didi mo ang isang aleyo nang hindi niya alam ang kanyang uri? Sorry, medyo nawala ako. Ano daw? Hindi ko nag-gets ng konti, sorry. Pick a card ko po ay napili ko, may kakayahan ba ako ng spiritual? Sige, let's do that. Spiritual reading tayo, sige. Gusto niyo ba yon? Like, ano yung spiritual journey niyo kung ano yung, kung meron ba kayong, kasi marami sa inyo for sure ang mga makaka-resonate. Right? So, let's see. Aba ka, pili po kayo ng inyong baybayin, ba, or ka. So, let's check if ano yung masasabi natin sa mga spiritual life ninyo. When we say spiritual life, we are not talking about your religion, ha? We are talking about holistic life ninyo, about your spiritual journey. We're not talking about your religion. We're talking about maybe your ability, kung ano yung mga dapat yung gawin to enhance your body, whatnot. So, anything na makita natin about spiritual matter. Okay? So, para maiba naman tayo. So, let's pick a baka. Feeling ko, ang bilis ko magsalita ngayon. Hindi naman sa nagmamadali ako, but gusto kong masulit ang bawat minuto. So, but don't worry, mag-a-adjust na ako kapag nagsimula na tayong mag-read. Baka. Okay. Mukhang nakapili na yata ang lahat. I hope so. Let's start first with A. Spiritual matter, ha? So anything about the spirituality, if there's something negative about your energy or someone is trying to do something against you, ganyan siguro. But always remember, this is a general reading and random reading as well. So kung mag-resonate ka, then good for you. Pag hindi naman, well, makinig ka na lang siguro sa mga advice na mga ibang makukuha nating card. Baka makarelate ka din. So let's start with A. First card sa A is evolution. Okay. Next card is hidden path. Ooh. Last card is purification. Okay. So for this card, itong set of card na to, it shows na meron kayong anyway, clear naman ako no bago ako magtuloy-tuloy para hindi sayang yung mga sasabihin ko, baka hindi niyo ako marinig ng maayos para makapag-adjust. Bago ako magsimula, clear ba ako ng reading? Para hindi naman sayang yung mga messages, baka mamaya hindi niyo marinig ng maayos. Okay, clear. Thank you, Miss Hazel. All right. For by buying, it shows here na meron kayong mga bagay muna na kailangan i-cleanse sa sarili ninyo. You have to purify and you have to energize yourself. It shows na itong klase ng card na to is meron kayong hidden path. Ibig sabihin, maaaring karamihan sa mga are really interested sa mga alternative spirituality. O paano ba masasabing proper yun? Yung occult. Hindi po kulto or something na idea natin. It's more like the mga hidden spirituality or mga something to do with alternative lifestyle. So mukhang marami sa inyong hilig and that's the reason why maybe you're here. Also, sinasabi rin dito na may evolution. Now, if you are thinking that you are not, if you are thinking that you are spiritually useless, if you are thinking that you are spiritually not aligned, if you are thinking that you're spiritually distracted, don't worry about it kasi nasa stage lang kayo ng running or evolving. Ibig sabihin nito, if may nakaka-resonate sa mga baybaying na into spirituality or whatever, into this kind of lifestyle, you have to keep going. Do not feel bad about yung mga hindi nyo na-achieve na level of whatever mga nararamdaman ninyo about your spiritual evolution. Kasi nasa start pa lang kayo na mag-ascend, mag-evolve in a way. Tapos ang sabi rin dito, don't forget to change. Don't be afraid to change. Don't be afraid to face new changes, to face new challenges, whatever it is in terms of the spirituality. I can see here na marami kayong matututunan sa mga darating na mga linggo. Maaaring may makilala kayong bagong tao in person or online to help you grow more. And the same time, I can see partnership dito. Maaaring sa mga nakbaybaying merong someone kayong bago talaga makikilala ngayon to help you. No, sabihin natin maaaring spiritual partner ninyo, not love life but who knows, di ba? But spiritual partner ninyo na maaaring magtulungan kayo to learn more about whatever certain spiritual path na tinatahak ninyo. Another thing dito naman sa mga baybaying siguro I advise na kailangan nyo lang munang mag-purify at mag-cleanse kasi marami akong nakikitang doubt and confusions about your idea kung saan kayo papunta. To avoid or to erase yung mga confusions and mga fears ninyo, what's going on sa spiritual path ninyo, siguro do the cleansing and then do purification sa body. Maybe just pausukan nyo ng incense o kamanyan yung sarili ninyo. Then after that, relax yourself, listen to a calm music para mas ma-purify at ma-balance kayo. Anyway, yung concept na to, meron naman latest video, you can watch that para mas maintindihan nyo yung concept ng purification and cleansing. Another thing, may pagbabagong malaki. So for the baybaying or mga group na nakapili nito, posible, di ba kanina may partnership. For those people naman na nasa group, posible kayong magkaroon ng changes sa isang grupo na maaaring for good reason. Whatever yung changes na yun, be it positive or negative, magta-turn out into parang blessing in disguise or magiging positive yung result. So, ayun yung sinasabi ko kanina, don't be afraid kung whatever changes na meron. Okay? Then, one more thing, last, marami sa inyo kasi ang takot kumilos or mag-express ng kanilang spirituality because marami sa paligid ninyo ang hindi ganon ka into this kind of spirituality or whatever your practice, no? Kasi meron ditong parang someone or people na nasa paligid ninyo na nakaka-pressure sa inyo at nakakawala ng freedom to do whatever yung mga spiritual actions o mga spiritual things na gusto ninyong gawin. So just siguro for now, you have to respect them and maybe try to do it secretly muna and then find a proper way to educate them unti-unti. Huwag mo munang bilisan, huwag mo munang isalpak sa kanila kasi mag-i-end lang ito for sure sa arguments or maybe hindi magandang usapin. But spiritually, I can see good vibration. Spiritually, I can see something inside you na very powerful na nag-aantay lang ma-unleash. So, right now, hindi mo pa ma-feel yung pinaka spiritual energy mo totally. But eventually, karamihan sa mga baybaying merong magandang potential to practice something spiritual like healing maybe or something to do with energy. So, yeah, that's all for baybaying . Okay. So I hope hindi ako masyadong mabilis. And yes guys, I am a little bit trying na mag fast forward a little bit para masulit natin. So catch up na lang tayo ng konti. Okay, babagalan ko ng bahagya this time. So, sa mga baybaying ba? Okay, meron bang ba? Okay, baybaying ba? Ang first card ninyo is Moonlight Goddess. Ay, sorry, pakita ko muna sandali. Okay. Next card ninyo is The Message. Next one is Intuitive Communication. Okay. Now, for the baybaying ba, I can see na marami sa inyo ang empath. No, if not all, many of you guys are empath. Empath, ito yung mga taong very intuitive and very sensitive in terms of feelings, emotion ng ibang tao. Now, for this one, since madaming mga nagbabibrate na mga empathic energy from baybaying ba, nangangahulugan lang ito na expect na mas magiging sensitibo ang emotion ninyo sa mga dating na araw. May nabasa nga ako isang post somewhere, I don't know where, but it's a good thing to it's a good reminder for us na sa pag-empath ka, you have to observe lang, do not absorb it. So sabi nilang ganun, which is very nice to do. Kung nakakaramdam ka ng hindi maganda, do not claim that emotion is for you. Do not feel that sadness is galing sa'yo. Kasi may mga tao ngayon dyan sa baybayang ba na you're feeling sad but you don't know kung saan ang gagaling. Train yourself to be someone na um, acknowledge nyo that you are sensing something. Acknowledge that you are sensing some emotion sa paligid pero do not absorb it to the point na feeling nyo kayo na yung sad. Okay? Dahil nga maraming sensitive sa mga baybaying ba. And another thing is, may maganda ring evolution or may maganda rin kayong matutuklasan about your ability this time. Mayroong transition na nagaganap about your ability. Whatever your enhanced clear ability or whatever your enhanced psychic ability, unti-unti, half of this year, magkakaroon kayo ng target, magkakaroon kayo ng pathway kung saan madadrag kayo or mapupunta kayo sa mga may hahatak sa inyo ng mga tao, attention, to practice more about your ability. Kung hindi man yon, may mga opportunity kayo na maring masalihan na group, makausap din na tao, same din ng baybaying app. Ang pinagkaiba lang ninyong dalawa ng baybaying at saka ba, ang mga ba kasi is very sensitive right now talaga. So, dahil nga most of you guys are empath, it's okay not to express yourself right away na para bang nakakalungkot, malungkot ka, tapos di mo alam kung saan. Eh, natatakot ka namang magtanong kung kanino, kung sino yung malungkot. Dahil baka magmukha kang, weirdo. So it's okay. Hindi naman kailangan ipagkalandakan mo sa mundo na I'm feeling sad because there's someone around me na maaring sad. Observe mo na lang siguro kung sino yon and then try to approach that person nicely. Like, talk to that person hanggang sa mapunta kayo doon sa pinakapunot dulo ng inyong nararamdaman sa kanya. Hindi naman panay sadness. Of course, posible rin kayo makaramdam ng positive things kahit wala namang magandang nangyayari sa paligid nyo. Pero barat bila kayo na surprise at meron kayong kakaibang energy na naramdaman na very positive, then be thankful for that. Syempre, yung part na yan, you can absorb that kasi it's positive, di ba? And at the same time, enjoy whoever that person, enjoy with that person rather. Not enjoy that person, enjoy with that person. Magkaiba yun. So, ganon. And then, marami ding may potential sa mga baybaying ba ng mga healer. I can see here yung Moonlight Goddess. Karamihan sa inyo, especially yung may mga strong energy, emotion, merong healing. So, siguro, it's sa mga baybaying ba, try to, kasi empath kayo eh. Pag empath kayo, malakas yung sense of energy ninyo. In a way, kapag naging healer kayo, mas mauunawaan ninyo yung proper flow ng energy ng isang tao. So this is really perfect. If you focus on healing, mga baybaying ba, go ahead and I can see na may magandang paroroonan. Alright, so that's for baybaying ba. Nalito ako bigla. Baybaying ka. Alright. For baybaying ka, sino bang mga nandyan? Mga kapon ka. Goddess of creation. Okay. Next one is the flame tree. Oh, something new. Oh. We have a lost card here. Don't worry, hindi siya negative, negative, negative. Doon sa mga baybaying ka na nasa isang organization, may mga laking changes na medyo hindi niyo magugustuhan. You have to be careful with some psychic attack this time, like mga usog or whatnot, kasi medyo marami sa inyo ang malapit. So, posibleng bibigla na lang kayong feeling bad sometimes na hindi niyo alam kung bakit parang mayroong energy, negative energy around you. Uh, Very aggressive ang mga energy ng baybaying ka, ano. Siguro marami sa inyo ang nagpa-practice or interested sa mga something na may kinalaman sa fire, something na may kinalaman sa mga medyo heavy energy. Hindi naman negative energy, but something to do with kakaibang spiritual path maybe. A very powerful one. Interested kayo sa mga ritualistic and shamanic approach. No? For mga baybaying ka, if you are interested to practice spiritual matter, pwede niyong silipin or i-consider checking yung mga shamanic tradition kasi medyo fiery yung pinapakita dito. So, shamanic tradition is very fiery. Also, may pinapakitang laws. Maaring yung current spiritual idea ninyo ay nako-confuse kayo dahil you are getting interested to another tradition or another spiritual path. So marami sa inyo ang medyo interested. Hindi naman kailangan i-give up mo yung current spiritual path mo. Pero I can see here na most of you guys, baybayin ka, I also interested of practicing another path or spirituality, which is okay. And again, sabi nga dito, very shamanic. Yung energy na nakakita ko dito ay possible kayo na makapag-adapt or makapag-top sa mga energy ng mga shamanic tradition. When I say shamanic tradition, hindi naman lang ito sa Native American, no? But anything shamanic, animistic, ganyan, diwataan maybe, or ano pa ba, iba't ibang klaseng mga shamanic tradition. Marami naman dyan, and kung ano man yung nafe-feel ninyo, hindi ko naman kayo pwedeng bigyan ng ABCD kung ano yung mga shamanic tradition na to kasi you have to be called by the energy of that specific tradition. Basta yung pinaka-sense lang dito is very ritualistic, very shamanic yung approach, and it's a very, I can see very ano talaga, powerful, fiery energy. So mapusok, you are looking for something ngayon. Tapos sa may mga group naman nandiyan dyan, may konting conflict na ako naman nakikita dito na maaaring nasa transition ang stage ng group ninyo or yung group mo. So transition stage ngayon, kaya maraming mga challenges sa mga spiritual group. But don't worry, may chance naman ito na malagpasan ng organization or ng group na meron ka. Kung wala kang group, wala kang organization, that's fine. Ibig sabihin lang nito, may nangyayaring changes sa personal journey mo. Okay? So, yeah, that's it for baybayin ka. And I hope nag-resonate ang karamihan sa inyo. Alright? Okay, so we have one last set for our reading and then proceed na tayo sa ating talk about this new tradition or this tradition rather na new to me kasi hindi ko pa talaga siya totally alam. And so, yeah, sabi ni Romulo, Gabriel, I actually feel sick since the other day. Well, siguro do something na cleansing and purification. Guys, by the way, really important to do purification after cleansing. I know na for house cleansing video ko na latest video, but that's also applicable sa sarili natin. So cleansing, pag sinabing cleansing, kapag nag-cleanse ka, it's either makinig ka ng good music after or tap your energy with good flowing and smooth energy or maligo ka ng after, literal, or makinig ka ng good music. Ikalma ang sarili after cleansing. Huwag kang mag-cleanse tapos super active ka agad na para bang laban na laban ka na sa buhay. So relax muna para makalma din yung sarili mo. Okay? One last reading. Ano pa bang gusto nyo? Sorry, mabilis ba ako today magsalita? Feeling ko kasi nararamdaman ko. Hindi naman sa nagmamadali ako, but gusto ko kasing masulit din na makapag-read sa inyo ng at least dalawa. Okay, one more question, one more reading. Last. Okay, so let's see. Okay. Isa pang reading. Anong gusto ninyo? Ginazel Aranda, hello po. Hi also to Bing, Mai, or May. Edit Estinor. Anong SBHO? Anyway, agree and very true for the bye-buying. Salamat po muli. Walang anuman po, Miss Annie. Zaya, parang ganun din po ako, feeling restless. Guys, just less. Oh, okay. Meron akong panggulat dito. Bulaga.
Bulaga. Charot.
So, meron akong panggulat. So,
Iba ni pangalan ko.
ano na yung pangalan mo? Mapagmahal. Ay, nakaraan mabait ako. O, ayan, may kasama ko mag-read for the second half. O, last reading tayo. Hindi ko nga alam kung anong pick a card. Abakada ulit tayo.
Anong babasahin po? Kahit ano.
Gusto niyo general na lang, itong last, kung anong makita natin. General na lang, no, yung last, tapos abakada. Isa lang piliin ninyo ha, kasi general to, huwag na kayo mamili katulad na karaan na lahat pwede niyong piliin. This time, isa lang talaga yung pwede niyong piliin, abakada. So, wag na abaka o wag na bada, whatever. Just one baybayin. Sige, general reading. Kasi tagal na rin natin ng general reading nakaraan. Ito yung general reading na to is current situation, no? So, malay nyo, tingnan natin. Sige, abakada. Sa akin na lang muna bada, sa'yo aba. So, si Ryan or si Supreme or Mapagmahal, hindi ko alam, nag-iiba-iba siya ng pangalan weekly. Ang kanyang aba siya, si Mapagmahal. Huh? Aba daw siya, aba. Ako ang kada. Okay? Aba si Ryan. Ako naman, kada. Alright? So, last part na to, let's do it a little bit na medyo mabilis ng konti kasi malapit na tayo by quarter to 10, break muna tayo saglit. Siguro mga 9, break tayo ng ganyan. Or, yeah. Okay? Alright, so, sino nakapili ng A? Ikaw muna, Supreme, right?
Para sa mapumili ng
A.
Uy, abundance card. So, sa mapumili ng A, nakaramdam ako siguro mula since full moon ngayon. Bigyan mo ako ng 2 weeks. Kata pumili ng A, magkakaroon ng extra income or unexpected na financial support o assistance. Yun ang aking nararamdaman. At para sa mga nasa negosyo, it's a good sign na nalalago ito. Kumbaga magkakaroon ng financial growth. It's more on financial ang card na to. Kung ikaw ay may negosyo, may trabaho ka, meron kang ina-expect, kumbaga asahan mo na very positive yung mangyayari. So, yun. Okay na po.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so, sunod mo na yung ba. Para ako na lang.
Ba?
Oo, aba, tapos ako yung kada. Ikaw yung ba. Okay, para sa mga ba, eto na.
Okay. Para sa mga ba.
Para saan nga ba? Para saan nga ba?
Oh! Ano to, konektado rin to sa kaperahan. It's a Queen of Pentacles. So, it's comfort. So, I think, siguro para to sa mga inheritance, financial support from bosses or family, from
Sana pala pinili ko yan.
Oo. Mga, ikaw meron kang kamag-anak from abroad, meron kayong na-expect na tulong, may na-expect kayo malaking pera, or mako-close na mako-close nyo yun. So, yun na nakikita ko dito. Mukhang katatapos lang kasi ng ritual ko sa ng full moon, kaya siguro very positive tong mga nabunot kong card. So, congratulations sa mga pumili ng A at saka ba. Tama. So, parehas na card to ng abundance card, parehas to. Congratulations.
Ay, perfect naman po pala. Sana pumili din ako. So, congratulations. So, ito naman, panay negative para balance. Joke lang. joke lang. So, syempre, huwag nating i-aim yung negative. But anyway, kung may negative talaga, sometimes it's better to see negative things para mas maiwasan natin, di ba? Eh kung nalulunod ka sa positive situation, di mo nakita yung negative, o di halaka ngayon kapag dumating yung negative, na-ruin na lahat ng mga positive mo din, di ba? So, para sa mga bye-bying ka, pumili ba ng ka? Basta abakada tayo, sa kankada. Oh, alam mo yung bye-bying abaka. Abaka.
Ka.
Ano ba?
Ka.
Abaka. Yun. Sa mga bye-bying ka, unang card ko dito is Gaia, Wisdom, Knowledge, and Spiritual Understanding. So, I don't know kung extension to nung una nating reading kanina about spirituality, but it shows na sinusundan kayo ng spiritual matter na to. Ibig sabihin lang nito, talagang yung mga baybaying ka, at kung ka rin nakita nyo kanina, I don't know kung ano yung napili ninyo, but ngayon mga baybaying ka, meron talagang pinapakitang spiritual understanding, may evolution na magaganap talaga sa inyo spiritually. No? Sinasabi rin dito na mas magiging maalam kayo sa mga bagay-bagay, maybe mayroon kayong mga bagong matututunan, spiritually speaking. Whatever it is, punong-puno ng spiritual journey ang mga nalalapit yung mga araw. And this is actually a positive one as well kasi mas marami kayong maiintindihan, mas marami kayong malalaman na mga bagay na dati nakakagulo para sa inyo spiritually. Kumbaga, dadalhin kayo ng landas na ngayon to a situation, whether positive or negative in terms of spirituality, with magandang lesson. Kaya, this is a good card. And another one for... talaga? Good.
Kanina,
bakit ako hindi ako namili kanina sa'yo? As if naman namimili ako. Next one, power, self-confidence, productivity. Grabe yung bye-bying ka. This time naman, it's all about power and confidence. So maybe, this is also
bagay sa akin.
It's a good chance for you if you're thinking of doing something or action again, mga bagay na gustong simulan, gustong gawin, spiritually or hindi spiritual matter, this is the best time para magsimula. Very productive. Maging confident ka lang lalo sa sarili mo. Siguro i-lift mo pa lalo yung iyong confidence. Believe that you can do it or you can whatever do yung mga bagay na gusto mong gawin. Also, I can see here spiritually pa rin, no? Hindi pa rin tayo nakaalas sa spiritual matter. Bye-bying ka pa rin to, ha? Mataas talaga yung pinapakitang evolution ng spiritual matter. Kanina knowledge, right? Kaalaman yung unang card. Ito naman lumalabas na mayroong kayong evolution din na magaganap. Something to do with instant changes or evolution spiritually, energetically speaking. Mararamdaman ninyo maybe yung ability ninyo magkakaroon kayo ng bagong level, mag-level up, something like that. Next one is, okay. So, ito lang, yung last part na lang ng bye-bying ka is lost love. Don't worry about this. Ang ibig sabihin nito, tigilan nyo na lang muna yung mga drama ninyo sa buhay ngayon kasi medyo hindi lang siya magandang vibration in terms of love life. It is good to face whatever the challenges in terms of emotion. Pero siguro, if you know that there's something not right, and it's okay to give up. So, positive siya kasi nasa transition kayo na makakaya ninyo whatever the evolution or whatever transition in terms of emotion. So, I know sounds like negative, pero it is actually a positive one kasi this is the best time for you to move on. Medyo naging weird lang kasi bilang nag-jump into love. Or maybe galing kayo sa isang transition na maybe you lost someone or maybe it's either namatay or umalis talaga ng bahay ninyo or ng lugar ninyo. That's why you are feeling
nabasted.
Maaari din, mga ganyan, na mga nabasted. That's why you are feeling lost this time. But this is a good card to survive. This is a good card, a good sign to continue whatever life meron kayo even you are not emotionally confident or you're not emotionally comfortable. Okay? Then last baybayin, da. Okay, nasa da part na tayo ha. Da part. Da part bang? Okay, we have perception. Beyond the veil of illusion. Okay, then sige, kunin ko naman lahat. Achievement. Ayan, saan ko ba ilalapat?
Yan.
And then last card ninyo is the Flame of Tree. Alright. Huh. Ang card na to is mapusok, pero grabe talaga yung sige-sige, ano to? Yung pagpupush ninyo sa sarili niyo itong darating na mga araw. So, maraming mga achievements ako nakikita dito. Maraming mga possible success na pwede nyo matamasa. If only if kailangan nyo lang talaga na ma, maging porsigido sa bagong simula. Kasi dadaan kayo ngayon sa bagong pagbabago. Sa new beginning, magkakaroon kayo ng transition para mas maging mataas at maganda yung chance ng buhay. Kumbaga, ibibigay sa inyo ngayon yung possible lahat ng pagkakataon para ma-resolve yung mga problems ninyo. Kaya don't just sit down and wait for solution. Try to work then, try to grab whatever the opportunity. If you are waiting for a solution, maaaring hindi siya dumating. Pero kung gagalaw kayo ng bahagya or a little bit, maybe that simple action ay magkaroon kayo ng big rewards. So just wag kayong magmukmok, wag kayong maggawa ng mga bagay na feeling ninyo na wala na, tapos na, end na to, hindi ko na kaya. No, this time it's a good time for you to do something and may evolution. And lastly, well, nagbasa ko na rin naman yung new beginning, the start of something new, same thing. Ayun, wag niyong hayaan na tignan niyo lang pala yung mga bagay-bagay sa harapan ninyo. Use your intuition. Also, tignan niyo rin kung ano yung mga bagay na pwede ninyong ma-consider. Wag kayong magbara-bara ng decision making. Make sure na alam niyo kung ano yung ginagawa ninyo. Make sure na hindi kayo kunyari, may bilang option dyan. Parang hindi na kayo nag-isip kasi gusto mo na ma-solve lahat. No. You have to think bigger and wider. Okay, so kapag may bumalandra sa yung solution dyan, isipin mo yung mga possible consequences. Kasi I know na marami nga tayong mga pinatakitang possible changes, but it doesn't mean na lahat ng changes na yon ay possible help, but it doesn't mean lahat ng help na yon ay mag-benefit naman ng buong paligid. So focus kung ano yung solution, pag-aralan din at huwag din magbara-bara. And aside from that, maganda naman yung ating mga reading because it shows na meron kayong possible progress and good evolution. So, yun lang, and I hope nag-resonate kayo. And by the way, may mga visitors na pala din tayo sa backstage. So, yeah, and guys, I hope nag-resonate tayong lahat. No? It's already 8:50 and this is the time na dapat na tayong mag-break muna para magbigay tayo naman ng daan para sa next episode or part of our discussion, whatever you call it. So, yon. And please do not leave, or at least kung aalis kayo, stay put lang din kayo or bumalik kayo after 10 minutes. So, yeah. So, break time muna tayo ha. Huwag kayong aalis.
Bye-bye.
So, bye-bye. Magtsikahan muna kayo dyan, magkwentuhan or what not. Teka lang, baka ma-end ko yung broadcast. Okay. Wait. And then mute.
So, ano
Okay, and I'm back. Ayan. Okay. So, welcome back.
Bala ko sana
Ah,
kanina magpaiwan.
ba't mo papaiwan?
Magpapalastikan lang kami ng mga subscribers mo.
Di mo na, sa screen, akala ko magpaiwan, hindi na sasama sa live. Akala ko yun. Sana sinabi mo kanina para na iwan ka with them, no? Next time nga, pag mag-break, ikaw ang taga, ano, taga,
Kasi gusto kong may gusto akong i-present na group. May bago kong mga kaibigan.
sayang,
Pero next
later.
time na lang.
Later,
Sige,
i-ano natin yan. I'll give you some, minutes for that. Sure, sure, sure.
ay,
Siyempre,
salamat.
ikaw pa ba?
Charismatic group to.
Anyway, guys, mga malaya, thank you for waiting. Nandiyan pa ba kayong lahat? Or buhay pa ba kayo? Tulog na ba kayo? I mean, buhay pa ba kayo? What a word. Um, Yun. Sige, eto na. So, yung ilan sa mga guests natin today, kilala nyo na dahil nag-present na sila nakaraan ng Budu Hudu, which is si Tim and Neil. So, here we go.
Ay,
Welcome
yung
to
mga
Neil.
powerful.
Oo, ito na yung mga powerful. Ayan, ay nawala
Yung
si
mga
ano.
powerful.
Ayan na sila. Andyan, ayan na. Okay. So, ay walang video si ano. Kamusta? Hello Tim and Neil. Na,
Alafia.
naka-mute yata si ano. Ay, nawala. Naglaho. Okay.
Hello po,
So,
sir.
ayan. So ngayon, actually, ang isang guest natin, i-introduce nila kasi sila mas nakakilala sa kanya. And although magkakilala na kami sa Facebook, pero actually first time namin talagang mag-uusap live pa. Nag-usap kami sa chat pero hindi kami nag-uusap like voice chat ganun. So ngayon ko lang din siya matatanong ng mga bagay-bagay and honestly wala din akong ganong ka-idea about this is spirituality but very colorful based sa mga nakikita ko din sa mga posts nila kaya I'm very excited. And also si Neil and team ay into this spiritual path kaya tutulungan din nila tayong magtalakay ng mga ganitong usapin today. So here we go. Si Awo Ifa Toby. Ayan, yung ating another guest ngayon. Actually, main guest natin siya today. Ayan. So, please introduce muna yung Neil and team kasi hindi ko alam kung ano yung mga background and whatnot. So, siguro kayo yung properly makakapag-introduce sa kanya. Hello.
Ay, ako lang ba nandito?
Oo,
Neil.
wala si,
Okay,
ayun,
balik
si
kami
Neil
dito.
nasa bab, hindi, ayun pala, bigla, nawala si Neil eh. Ayan. Ayun na. Ayun na ba?
At nawala sila
Wala.
parehas.
Ay, nawala pareha. Sige, ibalik ulit natin. Ayan. Add to screen. Okay na, andyan na si Tim and Neil.
Ako nandito. Magkahiwalay kasi kami ni Neil ngayon. Please.
Wala siya sa sa backstage. Sorry. Wala siya
Meron
dito
daw
eh.
having issues on my end. Wait lang ha. Wait lang.
Okay. Sabi ni Miss Cynthia Santos, hi, naka-attend din. Welcome po dito sa ating live. Ayoko sabihin live show, pero ang pangit pakinggan. sa, sa ating YouTube live, yan. Sige. Gusto mo ikaw na lang muna mag-introduce habang while waiting for Neil.
Hello po, sir.
Hello po, pabili po ng
Wait
suka.
lang. Wala pa sila.
Ayan na. Okay. I-add ko na sa screen.
Ayan na siya.
Ayan na siya. Okay. So, sige. Pasuyo naman po na pa-introduce ng ating panauhing pandangal. Ayan.
Ayan,
para
si
before ko
Neil.
siya i-add sa screen, meron tayong introduction sa kanya. Like kung sino
Wala.
siya, ay, nawala ulit. Ibalik. Ayan.
Hello. Hello po, Sir Neil. Ay, nawala. Sabi ko na ba, nakakasikip lang ako dito eh. Ni Edukasya.
Add to screen. Ilan ba hanggang 6 to eh.
Problem yata sila.
Add to screen. Ayan. Okay. Ayan na. Nakikita ka na ni, Neil. Neil? Lahat na tayo nasa screen, di ba? Tama? Sorry, hindi ko nakikita yung message. Anyway, siguro may
Wala daw
konting
marinig.
lang. Walang marinig. Okay. Okay, sige, for now, habang inaantay natin si Neil,
Marinig si
gusto mo,
Batara din.
hindi niyo ako marinig? Pero narinig mo ako, Rai? Supreme.
Oo. Apo.
Okay. Ayan, okay na ba? Siguro introduce na lang muna na ni
Tayo na niya tira.
Nawawala sila. Sige, ako na lang siguro muna mag-introduce and then let's try to add them na lang once na nasa naging okay na yung technical part ng kanila. Anyway, ang ayon dito sa kanyang name, it's Mr. Awo Ifa. I hope I pronounce it correctly. Ang pagkakakilala ko sa kanya is he is a high priest of Ifa or Orisha tradition. I'm not really sure. That's why I'm not confident to introduce him dahil hindi ko siya pa nakakausap. But I hope na bibigyan ko ng justice. But for sure, marami tayong makikilala sa kanya. Siguro, let's just let him introduce na lang din yung sarili niya. I'm sorry for this, but here we go. Add the screen. Hello. Sorry for that.
Ay, kumusta kayo?
Well,
Hello
mabuti. Hi, Batara nga pala, I know nag-usap tayo, but this is our first time na mag-usap live.
Yes, it's finally nice to meet you. Yes, finally nice to meet you. And si Ryan?
Yeah, Ryan.
Hello po.
Yeah, sige.
Hi,
Ayan.
good evening. Ayan si Tim. Si Neil pala.
Si Neil, it's Neil.
Neil.
Okay na? Neil?
Love you,
Tim?
Mama.
I guess hindi natin sila marinig or nawala
si
siya.
Batara.
Yeah, I can hear you. Pero si Awo Ipatobi is still on screen, tama ba? Oh, yes.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, sige. So by the way, let's start the discussion na lang, no. If ever na magkaroon ng problem pa with them, i-try ko na lang silang i-add hanggang sa mag-stick sila dun sa screen. So by the way, what is Ifa and what is Orisha?
Yeah. Napakagandang question yan. I just want to introduce myself, I guess.
Sorry.
Nagkaroon ng internet connection sa mga taga-introduce sa akin. No, that's totally fine. So, ang initiated name ko is Ifatobi. It's common sa tradition namin na after you initiate, parang nabibinyagan ka na bagong pangalan, no? So, Ifatobi means like Ifa is great, and yun yung binigay pangalan sa akin no initiation. And usually kada initiation meron akong pangalan, so may mga iba pa akong pangalan, pero that's really the most common name that I go by. Laki ako sa Pilipinas. I migrated dito sa United States noong mga late 90s. So, medyo nandito na ako sa States ng mga almost 20-something years. And, throughout my journey, ang first ko is divination. And so, I've studied divination, uh, tarot reading or playing card reading or oracle reading, sa mga iba-ibang teachers throughout the world. May mga teachers sa Germany, sa France, and then eventually, it led me to bone reading. Kasi just like sa Tim and Neil, my first exposure was to African religions sa hoodoo. And then, nag-aral ako, with Mama Star dito, popular siya dito sa States. At saka si Catherine Ironwood, meron silang shop sa California called Lucky Mojo. And then, popular sa hoodoo tradition yung bone reading. So, may isang Ifa priestess na nagtuturo ng bone reading. And then, dun kumbaga, na-introduce yung, pananampalataya ng Ifa sa akin. So, that's how I kind of got started. And then, kinontak ako ni Tim and Neil. And the rest is history, I guess. So, ever since then, sabay-sabay kami nag-aaral ng Ifa. Yes.
Okay, thanks.
Sa ngayon, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sa ngayon, I was gonna say na sa ngayon yung ang aking basically I'm only like third year. This is year 3 ng IFA para sa akin. Pero ang dami na nangyari since year 1 and I'm very blessed na yung aking tawag namin is Baba, which is basically literally it means father. So kumbaga parang yun yung nagtuturo sa ng IFA kumbaga. So yung Baba ko basically or yung ninong or godfather or padrino kahit namang depende ko anong inaano nila term nila doon, but basically yung Baba ko Baba Falokon Patumbi, marami siyang naisulat na libro tungkol sa IFA, na-initiate siya sa Africa, napunta na siya doon ng mga 6 times, so pinapasa niya sa akin yung mga tradisyon na natutunan niya sa Africa. And we still have contact, with yung kumbaga parang spiritual house niya sa Africa. So kumbaga, that is the same tradition din na parang pinapasa ko kila Tim and Neil as well. So that's the history. That's the brief background.
Thank you. So nasa Amerika ka talaga ngayon, and sobrang thankful talaga ako na at least nabigyan nyo kami ng time. Kasi honestly speaking, for how many years na rin akong nag-online na nakakita ako ng mga ibang practitioners online and presenting yung ganitong klaseng tradition, but never ako nagkaroon ng time to ask these people na nakikita ko online kung ano ba to. So naririnig ko na even the word, I don't know if I pronounce it correctly, it's Ashe or Ashe, whatnot. Narinig ko yan sa mga,
yeah,
and then I saw it somewhere dun sa isang post din, nakita ko siya. So parang dito pala yon na tradition na ginagamit or may sinasabi. So since, okay na ba kayo,
right.
Neil and Tim? Nandito na kayo?
I can see Neil.
Yeah, mukhang hindi yan salita. Pero so technically for ikaw yung pinaka, let's say, a mentor nila or a priest nila for this tradition.
Yes.
All right. So since nabanggit natin, there's like Ifa and Orisha. Ano to? Magkaiba sila totally ng tradition or they like as one or are they totally different tradition? Parang ganun.
It's really the same tradition. I think that a lot of people probably know more about it. Narinig na siguro nila yung Orisha, yung term na Orisha, and so and there's also a lot of practice with Orisha. So just to put it in perspective, kumbaga yung Ifa parang siya yung parang overarching term na ng religion, it's Ifa, IFA. At ang Ifa basically it's a religion that came from West Africa. So sa region ng Nigeria, Ghana, Benin. If you go down like the coast of West Africa, parang siya sa Pilipinas, di ba, na yung ating katutubong pananampalataya, kumbaga, iba't ibang region ng Pilipinas, iba-ibang variation. Pero kumbaga parang kanya-kanya silang variation, pero there's like a lot of commonality. Parang ganun din sa Africa na, from like all throughout the west coast of Africa, iba-ibang tawag sa kanya. Yung iba tinatawag siyang Ifa, yung iba tinatawag siyang Pa, o yung iba tinatawag siyang Afa. So, but it's pretty much a very, parang very similar religion all throughout. And then, yung Orisha, kumbaga, parang yun yung mga energetic manifestations ng Diyos. they're symbolized usually by, the forces of nature. So kumbaga parang in all of this Ifa traditions, ang pananiwala namin is there's only one God. So it's a very monotheistic religion. Iisa lang ang Diyos, marami siyang pangalan. Maririnig ninyo ang pangalan ng Olodumare, which means ang pagmay-ari ng misteryo, or Olorun, or which means na ang pagmay-ari ng langit,
Mm.
or Olopin, which is ang pagmayari ng palasyo sa langit. So, mga iba-ibang maraming parang praise names. So parang sa Christianity, di ba, parang maraming praise names sa Diyos. Ganun din sa Ifa. And actually, Ifa is like a religion that's like 10,000 years old. So may kalendaryo kami sa Ifa, and this year, we're celebrating the year 10,062. So, this religion predates a lot of the, major religions ngayon. And so yung si Olodumare, or yung Diyos, kumbaga parang nung nilikha niya yung mundo, yung nilikha niya yung universe, what he or she wanted was to equip all of us with the tools so that we can be successful in this lifetime. So and then that way na-fulfill natin kumbaga yung destiny natin. We also believe in reincarnation sa Ifa, that we are reborn through the same lineage. So, parang, you are the answer. We are the ancestors of tomorrow, kumbaga. So, tayo na mayapa na yung ating mga, yung ating mga
future generations,
kumbaga, we will be reborn in that. So, part of it is kasi parang yung ating ang paniniwala namin kasi is that we have this ancestral promise to God, kumbaga. Can you guys still hear me? Yan.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, so kumbaga parang we have this promise to God. So, kumbaga yung pamilya mismo, yung pamilya mo, yung pamilya ko, parang merong promise sa Diyos na dapat nating gawin or fulfill dito sa mundo na to. So, we just keep getting reborn until ma-fulfill natin yung promise na yun sa Diyos, kumbaga. And then with that, so God basically, equipped us with the Orisha. So, nilagyan Diyos lahat ng mga Orisha dito sa kalikasan, and all throughout. So, you have may Orisha ng ilog, may Orisha ng dagat, but
yeah. So parang sorry to cut you. There's parang what I can parang see kung the way na pagkaka-explain mo is somehow it is like animistic or may pagka-animism yung approach din niya kasi as you mentioned, like naniniwala na may mga spirit about the river and whatnot. So although monotheistic siya, but animism din yung isa sa parang base ground or approach nung spiritual path na to, tama?
Yes, that is true. Lahat ng bagay sa mundong ito ay may parang espiritu. So we call it Eleda, which is basically parang yung kumbaga parang that is the spirit. Parang yan yung kumbaga parang nagbigay buhay sa mga bagay-bagay, So when God, like for example, when God breathed into man, parang binigyan siya ng itong Eleda, which is basically this the spirit of consciousness. So kahit yung mga bato, kahit yung mga hayop, yung mga puno, everything has spirit.
Okay. So if that's the case, when is the proper time for you to ask help to your higher being or to so-called God or the supreme being? Kasi 'di ba, like compare hindi naman sa kino-compare ko but very close talaga yung idea sa Dibataan tradition. But sa amin kasi whenever we ask some like assistance or help, we do not directly ask the higher creator right away na, hey, help us to do this, whatever, whatnot. Kasi we believe that may mga lesser spirits na he created or the creators created that spirits to guide the mga tao.
Mm-hmm.
So may mga certain level kami sinusunod. Hindi kami agad nag-jump sa kanya kasi kung ako yung God, is parang, hey, I provided already. And wag niyo muna akong istorbohin. Like, work on with your, with this, lesser deities before consulting me. May ganun ba kayong level or meron bang time na hindi pwede siya muna kausapin, dito muna, parang paakyat ng paakyat, parang ganun?
Yeah, I don't think there's like a hard and fast rule sa Ifa na hindi mo pwedeng kausapin yung Diyos. Like I think this relationship with God is something that we all have to develop. Kumbaga parang kasi that's how we raise our vibration and our consciousness. So I don't think there's ever a time na hindi ka pwedeng lumapit sa Diyos. But at the same time, knowing that binigyan tayo ng Diyos ng mga tools basically at ng mga help dito na para matulungan tayo sa dapat nating gawin. So basically, we can praise God, we can talk with God. Pero in terms of like problem solving, if you will, parang binigay sa atin ng Diyos lahat ng mga solusyon sa problema natin, So the best thing that we can do is always sa Ifa, ang very central sa pananampalatayang Ifa is ang concept ng divination, or it's not really fortune telling, pero parang you're divining, kumbaga ano yung kasi the word Ifa itself, it means the word of God. It's the wisdom of God. So kumbaga parang if so kung may problema ka, then you consult Ifa. You consult the wisdom of God, So you consult that aspect of God that already knows kung anong mangyayari. So that's why we use divination tools. So we use shells, we use palm nuts, or we call that ikin. Or we also use like the divining chain, tulad nito. This is like the opelem. So we use these tools to divine kung ano ba yung wisdom ng Diyos. And then based on the patterns, lumalabas dito sa divining chain or sa pag ma-manipulate ng palm nuts, nalalaman namin, may mga simbolo, kumbaga. So there's about 256 symbols.
Wow.
Or
dami pala.
256. So kumbaga parang sa tarot card. Yeah, so kumbaga parang sa tarot cards, diba, there's 78 cards. Sa Ifa, there's like 256, So, so sa 250, each of the 256 symbols, parang may mga verses siya. Parang sa Bible, may mga verses siya. And then based on those verses, sinasabi ko anong basically ang answer, ang solution sa problema mo. Or if you're facing challenges, dun din sinasabi kung ano yung mga pwede mong gawing offering in order for you to be in line with nature, in line with your destiny, and so then that way, para mas mabilis mong malunasan kung mga problema na nakaharap sa'yo.
Okay. For that, since may divination kayo, so paano to I mean, hindi man sa paano, like, sino yung pwedeng gumawa nito? Like, anyone na nagpa-practice, or kailangan like high priest or initiated lang talaga sa certain divination, or lahat ng nagpa-follow or nagpa-practice ng tradition na to, they can perform this divination? Can they?
It's all about access, kumbaga, yes. So, tama ka dyan na kumbaga parang there's certain levels to it. Pero in certain ways, parang, kasi at the end of the day, pag tatapon ka ng chain, like, when you throw a chain, then, kumbaga parang, you'll have to also wonder, sino yung sumasagot sa kabila, di ba? So, that's really important to us. It's like, sino ba yung sumasagot sa kabila? So, for like non-initiate, sa mga hindi pa na-initiate, I always teach them OB, which is like the 4 shells, or parang itong itsura ng OB, yeah, right? So it's either 4 shells or shells na nakadikit sa coconut, So,
okay.
And there's
pala yung
ways
nakikita
of
ko
reading
online.
this. So so there's 4 of this. So for non-initiates, this is really good kasi parang and don't get me wrong, initiates also do use this. Pero for the non-initiates, this is something that you can use to communicate with your higher self. Ang tawag namin doon is Ori. Basically, that Ori is literally your head, so it's your higher self. Or your ancestors. So yun muna. Kasi sa ancestors, ang paniniwala namin kasi, like sa ancestors, diba, connected na tayo sa ating mga ninuno through our blood, through our DNA. Correct. So there's no initiation needed, diba? So, as long as you develop that relationship, kaya nga pag may pumunta sa akin, baba, paano pa pwede magsimula dito sa Ifa Orisha tradition na to? I would say, you need to develop, we need to start with your ancestors muna. You need to start having this relationship with your ancestors. Kasi when you start divining, sila yung mga sasagot sa tanong mo. And then, as you go up, basically, not necessarily go up, I hate the concept of hierarchy. Pero habang mas na-initiate ka pa, the next level of initiation is the Olorisha initiation.
Olorisha.
So Olorisha is like an Orisha priest, So parang Olorisha, yeah. So parang initiate ka sa specific priest, sa specific Orisha mo. So for example, Olorisha ka ni Oshun, Olorisha ka ni Yimoja, si Oshun pala yung Orisha ng ilog at si Yimoja yung Orisha ng dagat, So pag na-initiate ka sa mga misteryo ni Oshun, for example, parang initiation mo is mabibigyan ka ng 16 na shells na
By the way,
nako-consecrate during initiation.
yeah,
And so,
what's with the shell pala? Sorry to cut you on that part. What's with the shell? Kasi since we're
Yeah.
talking about the divination, so I'm just curious, bakit may specific shell ba talaga siya na dapat gamitin? And like, yung katulad ng pinakita mo kanina is, yung shell na yon, ano yung connection niya talaga totally? Yeah, that one. Connection sa
Yeah.
tradition. Why that kind of shell?
So, mag-history lesson tayo.
Short lang siguro, just very, very
yes.
short lang.
No problem. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, no problem. I love talking about Ifa and Orisha, no problem. So we have to remember that, Ifa and Orisha, kumbaga, parang nagsimula siya sa Africa, and then, the Ifa tradition itself came from Africa. Tapos nung time na, the slaves were brought to America, so during the slave trade, times, nung dinala yung mga depende sa part sila ng Amerika na puta, doon parang they try to recreate the religion. So kumbaga parang ang Ifa is like it's the mother religion. So nung ang tradition ng Ifa ay nakarating sa Haiti, for example, yun yung naging voodoo na ngayong araw.
Oh, okay.
And then so parang naging evolution siya na kumbaga parang if you think about it, like, yung Christianity nung time ng buhay pa yung si Jesus sa Israel, parang gano'n. Parang, and then eventually, di ba, parang nagkaroon ng iba-ibang denomination ng Christianity,
Correct.
So parang it's very similar,
So nauna siya sa voodoo talaga.
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Kasi of voodoo, so when the slaves they came to Haiti, for example, hindi sumama yung mga priest nila kasi ang mga priest kasi sa Africa parang sila parang leader ng mga village at tribe nila. So sila usually pag hinahakot nila yung mga alipin at dinadala nila yung alipin sa sa New World, usually they will hold back the priest kasi parang kailangan yung priest nila, to function in the village. So, yung mga nasa New World, yung sa mga nasa Haiti, parang they're trying to recreate the religion without their priest. So, which of course, parang they'll try best that they can, So, same thing then, sa Cuba, nung dumating yung mga Muslims sa Cuba, they recreated the religion and then it became what we call Santeria.
Santeria.
And then iba-ibang parte din ng New World, So you have, so Santeria also came from Ifa. And that's when, as I think last time si Tim and Neil, they described na sa Santeria, parang they started incorporating some of the Catholic saints, parang ganon, as a way parang to hide their religion, but also as a way to practice and express their religion, parang ganyan.
How about the Pombajira connected siya? Sorry.
Yeah. That there's a connection to that too. Kasi yung paano dumating yung Ifa sa Brazil, you have 3 offshoots. Merong Umbanda, merong Kimbanda, at may Candomblé, And then basically Candomblé is like the more traditional, parang as close to Ifa as possible. And then you have, yung Umbanda at saka Kimbanda, which are like more offshoots of it. And then where Kimbanda, is more of like parang very similar na siya sa conjure, sa voodoo, parang maraming puro mga magical practices, parang ganon. So yung Pombajira is basically like a female manifestation issue. Si issue kasi sa amin, yung Orisha ng mga landas, So si Orisha si issue yung Orisha ng mga landas. And then so nung dumating siya sa Brazil, parang whenever a deity goes like to another country, parang minsan nagkakaroon ng evolution depende sa cultural practice ng country na yon. So nung nakarating sa Brazil, parang when they worship Eshu, Parang they saw different manifestations ni issue. There's positive, there's negative, parang ganon. There's male and female. Sa amin sa Ifa, ang issue is issue, di ba? There is no gender. Pero nung dumating siya sa Brazil, parang they saw two different manifestations ni issue. So, yung male manifestation is issue with an X, EXU, and there are different kinds of issue. And then may sa mga female issue, then you have Pumbajira. So that's like more of like, and then eventually na-layer din ng mga cultural mga traditions nila sa Brazil, yung kumbaga Wikimanda. So
Meron
doon
din
mo
ba tong
makikita yung Pumbajira.
Okay. Meron din ba tong parang like sa hoodoo and voodoo, like the hoodoo is more of like the practical part of the hoodoo, like mga conjurer and whatnot. So meron bang gantong klase na meron ang Ifa tradition, like nakabukod na mga practical magic or
So,
something mga
yeah, it's almost like it's intertwined actually, and we don't really see it as more of magic. Kasi it's really, to us, it's more of like just problem solving, kumbaga. It's all part of your prayers. It's part of your divination, kumbaga. So, however, I guess people wanted to look at it, parang it's all very intertwined. So, if you're an Ifa priest, for example, at meron kang problema and you need to work it out, you need to find the solution, you divine solution, and then you ask, God, kung ano ba yung solution, and then based sa patterns na lumalabas, binibigyan ka ng instructions kung paano mo lulunasan yung problema na yon. So I guess some people might call this magic, or so for example, pag may umaway sa iyo or may naninira sa iyo at gusto mong patigilin sila, so we pray and we divine and we ask God, we ask the Orisha. And so the divination, lalabas kung sino Orisha ang pwedeng tumulong sa atin. And with that, lalabas din kung anong dapat natin gawin with that Orisha. Para, kasi they're just forces of nature, diba? So, then we work with them para, patigilin yung kung sino man naninira sa'yo, parang ganon, So it all kind of, it's all flow seamlessly, kumbaga.
Okay. So pero wala naman tong problem like kung sino magpa-practice, like wala bang lineage issue ito na there are traditions that we are pretty much aware of that if this tradition is from this certain or specific country and kailangan dito ka lang, hindi ka pwedeng, if you're a Filipino you can practice this or whatnot, but obviously you guys are Filipinos and pero may ganun ba tong dapat lineage thing muna na pagdadaanan na you have to be initiated from someone na initiated then from this specific lineage?
Mm-hmm. So definitely in terms of like lineage is important, kasi and there's a reason why. So I always tell people, a lot of the African traditional religions like Ifa or or the offshoots like Santeria, Voodoo, or even Palo, which is like a the Congo, pero maraming mga Santeria practitioners, for example, na gumagawa ng palo, very important na yung lineage. Kasi sa lineage ka natututo. So, these African traditional religions, they're not meant to be solitary religions. Kumbaga, they're meant to be communal religions. We believe in the power of prayer. So, if there's people praying, that's more powerful than one person praying, kumbaga. But the more importantly, of course, is kapag kung saan ka natututo so it's through your lineage. So kung baga sa akin, yung aking baba, si Baba Fatum, natuto siya kay Baba Adesanya na Araba or chief doon sa Oderemo in Nigeria. So kumbaga parang actually 2 weeks ago nausap kami ng baba ko and kunat niya sa akin, at sinabi niya sa akin talaga na parang this thing that I'm teaching you, kumbaga itong tinuturo ko yung tradisyon, ito yung kumbaga this something that Baba Adesanya Awuyade na taga Oderemo, Nigeria, pinapractice niya yan for 85 years. So nasa niya yan sa akin, and then as I'm practicing this for 30-something years, then I'm passing it on to you, and then you pass it on to somebody else. So kumbaga parang it is that tradition. Kasi maraming mga libro sa Ifa, maraming nakasulat na libro para sa Ifa. But that's like only like about 25% of the knowledge. I would say 75% na matutunan mo sa Ifa is really through your elders. So doon siya importante. in terms of, and plus, initiation also gives you access, kumbaga, in terms of your divination. So, kumbaga,
So,
parang, like, ano sabi ko, like with the, hindi pa nasagot yung tanong mo. Bakit shells?
and then it's okay.
Let me answer that question. Kasi yung sa Nigeria, ang OB is actually a fruit. Para siyang
Mm.
nut na pag biniyak mo ay magiging 4 na pieces siya. So dumating yung mga slaves sa New World like Haiti or Cuba, parang wala sila makitang OB kasi hindi native doon yung OB eh. So ang nakita
Oh.
nila ang marami doon is kasi plus kaya nila naisip na shells kasi sa Nigeria ang shells historically in the past, ginagamit nila yung shells as a means of currency. So, kumbaga, yun yung pera nila.
Yun yung
So, it's
pera.
something that was already very common to them. So, nung nakita nila sa Cuba, sa Haiti, na not so much in voodoo actually, hindi masyado common yung mga ganun divination. Actually, sa mga voodoo practitioners, hindi na common yung mga, as opposed to like Santeria or Ifa, or Lukumi, yung paggagamit ng mga shells. Again, kanya-kanya tradition, kanya-kanya divination practices. But it's, when we initiate you, for example, with Orisha, then you get access parang kumbaga to the Orisha. Parang we introduce you to the spirit of the Orisha. Bibuksan namin yung chakra mo para in Ifa, ang tawag namin sa chakra is Iwaju. So we open up yung Iwaju mo para makatanggap na spirit ng Orisha. So pag nag-design ka, yung Orisha, and then Iwaju, yes, yun yung pangalan. It literally means front. Pero yun, kumbaga yan yung chakra mo. And then when you initiate into Ifa, which is like one of the highest levels of initiation, there's more beyond that. Pero once you get access to Ifa, then you literally are able to access basically the mind of God.
I see. So,
yeah.
yung sorry, medyo na-miss ko yung part, yung, di ba, bago siya naging shell, anong tawag doon? Yung hindi native sa kanila, what's that again? That, is it a fruit
OB.
or OB?
OB.
Ano
OB,
siya?
OBI. Just give me a second, papakita ko sa'yo. Meron akong OB.
Yan, perfect. Na-curious lang ako kung anong pagkakaparehas nila dun sa shell eh. So, kung mukha ba siyang shell, ganyan. Anyway, while...
It's not. Sorry, may sabihin ka. Go ahead.
I'm just trying to call the attention of Tim and Neil kung okay na ba sila, if they can hear us. Okay na ba kayo? I mean, buhay pa kayo dyan, Tim and Neil? Parang hindi na tayo naririnig.
Feeling ko pa.
So, Aray, baka meron kang question dyan.
Connection lang.
Kung meron po kayong question comment lang.
Rito, ano ang meaning ng alafia? Alafia means it's a very common greeting. Maririnig niyo sa mga Ifa or Orisha practitioners. Or Santeria, alafia actually it means good health. So parang dabati ka namin ng good health, peace of mind. It's always good to greet people that way. Tapos yung tanong mo kanina, yung ashe, yung ASE, it actually, it parang siyang amen, parang gano'n. Kasi ashe, it's your power. It's your chi, kumbaga. It's your prana. So, parang may sinasabi kang maganda, sinasabi namin ashe, parang we're affirming, we're giving power to that word.
Okay.
Yeah, ito palang itsura ng prutas ng obi. We use this for divination and we also use it as offerings sa mga Orisha at sa Ifa. So, hindi siya talaga, it doesn't really look like a shell. Pero pag biniyak siya kasi, meron siyang, may parang sa loob ng obi, parang meron siyang parang male and female segments that we use for divination.
Actually, parang nga siyang
that's why sa shell. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I thought may pagkakahawig siya sa isang succulent type. I don't know, I forgot the term, pero yeah, that's actually para ding nutty ang dating niya. Well, hindi nga siya mukhang shell, no? Pero
Oh,
yung
yeah.
shape niya, yung shape niya is mukha din ganun. But
Mhm.
nakita ko lang kasi yung hugis nung ano, parang succulent plant na may ganun eh. I forgot yung succulent plant na yon na akala ko yun siya nung una na dried lang.
Mhm.
So, kaya nila nakita
Yeah.
siguro. Yeah. Anyway,
At saka ano siya kasi, yeah.
go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, kasi ano, sa OB, pag biniyak mo siya kasi, it becomes like 4 segments na may distinct like male and female. Kumbaga, so parang sa shell,
Ah,
na depende sa ano, like this is the female side, tapos yung kabila nito would be like the male side. So kumbaga, based on those male and female segments, parang may mga iba-iba siyang ibig sabihin.
so pwede rin siyang, di ba, ang, parang mostly kapag may mga questions kayo about mga spiritual workings, tinatanong siya dyan. However, kapag, I mean, pag nagtatanong naman kayo like mga personal life situation, for example, not literally related to your spirituality, is it possible then, like the tarot cards, na you can ask guidance, ganun, possible siyang itanong sa ganyang
Oh, yeah.
divination? Ah, okay. I
Oh,
thought
yes.
yung,
Any question, all questions.
I see. That's a good thing. May question ako for Neil and team sana saglit. I hope na narinig nila tayo. Gusto curious lang din
Yeah, sige.
ako kung paano ka Neil team, are you there? Teka lang. Nawala si Neil. Ito lang sa screen. Hello Neil. Unfortunately, hindi nila tayo marinig. So siguro, it's better na, kung narinig nyo kami sa live, Neil and team, I rather remove you na lang din dito para, kasi hindi na tayo marinig. Sorry, kasi may technical issue. So, okay. So, yeah. So, yun. And kung may malaya, if you have questions, please ask lang. I guess meron nga may questions. Eto, may question si Theo. Ayan. Ano ba yun? Sabi niya, if Ifa believes in the idea po of reincarnation, sino po ba ang ino-honor ninyo if you believe that you are your own ancestor?
That's a very good question. Kasi in terms of, we have to talk about spirit and yung soul mo mismo, parang, there's, each person, 'di ba? Parang hindi lang naman iisa yung kaluluwa mo. There's like multiple versions of your soul. So when you are reincarnated, it's not like your entire soul is reincarnated. It is
Mhm.
just this portion of your soul that's reincarnated. So in a way, parang this is very interesting, sabi ni Teo, na parang, parang, are you also honoring that part, that which is you, which is pretty much, yeah. You're probably honoring part of, when you honor your ancestors, you're also honoring a part of yourself. Kasi parang a part of yourself is also a part of your ancestors. So, kasi parang hindi siya napaka-linear or napaka-simplistic na parang yung buong kaluluwa mo ay ma-reincarnate ulit tapos wala na iiwan sa langit, there's multi-facets of your soul, na that there's part of you that gets reincarnated, there's part of you that that remains with God, there's part of you that remains with your ancestors. So kumbaga parang it's very hard to describe, but your soul is not just one single entity. Your soul is like multiple entities in one. Kumbaga, so
Yeah.
when you pass on, parang it gets split, parang and then that part of you that remains in heaven, parang you're still honoring that. Pero there's also this multitude of, hindi lang naman ikaw, all your ancestors from the beginning of time. When you're honoring and praying to your ancestors, lahat yun, kumbaga, you're honoring all of that. And it's a prayer nga namin, we have a thing that we say, like, we also honor the ancestors, whose names we do not know, but whose blood flows through our veins. So, hindi namin alam ang pangalan ninyo, basta magpareho tayong dugo, I'm honoring you as well. So, that is basically what is, sa mga non-initiated na aming tinuturo, at yun yung, kumbaga, parang, sila rin yung sumasagot sa pag nag-divine kayo or pag humihingi ng tulong, sila yung parang sumasagot sa mga prayers.
Ayun. So, yeah, I hope mukha namang nasagot kayo, right? Actually, very connected, very related rin sa Diwataan tradition, yung belief sa many souls, no? Kasi sa amin, naniniwala din kami na talagang may more than one soul, actually seven or even more. Depende sa tribe, depende kung saan nanggaling. So, it's very related. Kasi nakikita ko din yung base ng animism and whatnot. So, ang mayroon lang naglalaro sa utak ko, no? Since we are talking about ancestors, gusto ko lang siyang ma-clarify. Since the practice itself is from Africa, correct? So you're a Filipino. If you'll do an honoring ceremony for your ancestors while doing a ritual based from Africa, paano yung magiging sitwasyon nun? Like ano yung magiging situation, like you're honoring your ancestors based on an African tradition while your ancestors were actually not an African. So parang ganun lang yung medyo nalito ako kung paano siya nagko-connect. Paano kaya siya?
Well, at the very core of it, lahat ng galing sa Africa. So all our DNA, nagpa-test ako, with 23andMe dito, popular dito sa America, So when you do your DNA test, they will be able to trace your DNA to a single mother in Africa.
Talaga? That's
So,
interesting.
lahat tayo.
Gawin ko nga din yan.
Lahat tayo magkakapatid. Yes, it's very interesting. So all of us, we can trace ourselves. So lahat tayo meron tayong ancestral origin sa Africa. So that's one. That's also not a very, hindi rin siya uncommon sa mga ibang practitioners. Kasi as with any other religion, may mga practitioners na naniniwala na kailangan galing kang Africa or kailangan ilim ka bago ka pwede practice ng mga African traditional religion. But again, that is not true. Yes, kasi parang we are then overlaying parang our personal human biases na parang sinasabi natin na parang ang religion ay may kulay, like religion has color, and and that's not the case at all. Kasi like when we talk about God has no race, God has no color. God is
kasi,
God, and
kasi may mga ganyang issues eh.
Yeah. Ano yan parang kumbaga parang that's personal human biases na I would almost say parang discrimination kumbaga na parang prejudice sila na parang ito ay para sa amin lang, parang ganon.
Kasi meron ako nakilala before.
Parang yung mga
sorry. Yeah, may nakilala kasi ako before, nagpa-practice siya ng African tradition, and then unfortunately that person nag-stop siya to practice it because some other practitioner here in the Philippines also questioning parang his practice because he's not parang you are not allowed to practice it because you're not an African. Sabi ko parang may pagka-discrimination yung dating. So kaya nalilito ako kung paano siya nangyayari sa concept. At least napaliwanag ko siyang part na to dahil maraming nga nagkakaroon ng problema to practice it dahil hindi ako African. Paano to? And even myself, I was really interested and fascinated with voodoo religion before kasi nga nakikita ko rin yung connection about the Diwataan practices really parang close to mga African traditions. Siguro nga na-explain mo din about the yung DNA natin na nag-ugat tayo, and on that part meron din ganong klaseng point of view from the Diwataan tradition na meron din tayong root from Africa. Actually, kaya medyo nako-connect ko, nakita ko yung connection dahil part of our research is meron din ganon, may ganong sistema. But anyway, at least ngayon alam na natin na for those people na who are really interested, pwede silang mag-practice even they are not Africans at hindi magiging hadlang yun to practice it.
Yes, I think yung mga taong nagsasabi na hindi pwede, it's like, ang question ko lang din parang, how can you speak for God? Parang ganon. Kapag ikaw natawag ka ng Diyos to a certain spiritual path, it's between you and God. Other
Correct.
people have nothing to do with it. And that's something na parang nakikita ko yan usually minsan sa discriminatory practices na yan. Usually, either like outside of Africa. Kasi kapag nasa Africa ka, so for example ako, araw-araw kong kausap yung parang God brother ng aking baba. So yung nag-initiate sa kanya sa Africa, yung anak noon, Ifa priest din siya sa Ogun State in Nigeria. Araw-araw ko siya kausap, So, kumbaga parang he's very open, na kumbaga parang tinatanggap niya na kahit hindi ako itim, hindi ako galing Africa, parang tinatanggap niya. Ang
That's
aking baba,
nice.
was probably the sixth white person na na-initiate sa Ifa. Ika-anim na, na puting tao. So, kumbaga parang naging controversy din yun. Naging controversy din yun na parang, oh my God, parang bakit nyo ini-initiate yung mga puti? Di ba sila yung nag-simula ng slavery, sila yung mga ganun. But that's, like, pag tinawag ka ng Diyos, tinawag ka ng Diyos eh. And then that's the reason why yung chief nung Ogun State, parang sinabi ng Ogun State, no, kailangan niya ma-initiate. Sabi ng Ifa, nag-divine sila, sabi ng Ifa, kailangan niya ma-initiate. So, when Ifa says it, we cannot go against it. So, na-initiate din siya. So, it transcends skin color, it transcends gender. May makikita kami mga ibang tradition or spiritual house, sabi nila, hindi pwede kapag gay ka or, lesbian
Oh, really?
ka, things like that. But that's all, again, that's all personal biases. Kumbaga, so, sa aming spiritual house, we believe that, anyone can practice Ifa, regardless of sex, gender, race. Pag tinawag ka ng spirit, then, that's between you and spirit, And as far as like the prayers, pag kinakausap ko yung mga ancestors ko, it's usually in most Chinese, kasi my ancestors came from China,
may
so
Chinese vlogger.
I would talk with them I would talk to them in Chinese. They came from Fujian province. So I would talk with them in Chinese or Filipino. And then nandun din sa ancestral altar ko yung Araba Adesanya, which is yung parang yung nag-initiate sa aking baba. So nandun din siya sa ancestral altar. And then pagkausap ko siya, I also speak with him like in Yoruba, which is a dialect in Nigeria. So kumbaga parang very personal.
Language
pero pag kinakausap sila, parang nandoon sila.
Parang ang dami mong iniisip na mga language.
Yes, international siya kasi Ifa is international eh. So,
nakita ko nga
but the more important thing is
conversation.
that relationship.
Okay. So, hindi naman required.
Yes.
Is it required to learn their language if you practice them? If you practice these traditions from Africa?
As a devotee, not necessarily. Pero it's good to like know certain words, kumbaga, parang kasi that will help you understand. Pero as an Ifa priest, nung na-initiate ako, parang in my second year, sabi ko, sige, siseryosohin ba natin to o hindi? So, kung siseryosohin natin to, kailangan natin matuto ng Yoruba, which is that African language, kasi lahat ng mga prayers is in Yoruba. So, para lahat ng mga Ifa verses, it's all in Yoruba. So, para ma-memorize mo sila, kailangan maintindihan mo kung ano sinasabi mo. So, after that, nag-Yoruba classes ako, once a week. Still, up to this day. So, isang taon na ako basically na in Yoruba classes. So, like I said, I talked with myself and sinabi ko, kung seryosohin natin to, talagang dapat seryosohin na natin. So,
Oh, well, kasi nakita ko rin yung part na, if talagang yung high priest ka, so you really have to learn every part or yung single word na ginagawa mo. So, akala ko kasi dati, if practitioner or devotee ka, required ka talaga na as in, kailangan marunong ka mag-African or Yoruba or Euro language para mas maintindihan mo ang nangyayari. But, at least, so hindi ko kasi ma-interview sila Neil dahil nagka-technical problem. Pero interested lang ako.
I know.
By the way, before that, Ryan, meron kang question? Supreme, baka may... by the way, si Ryan is also a priest from a Maharlikan group. So, baka may gusto kang tanungin or curious ka na you want to ask him. Supreme.
Actually, marami akong naglalaro sa isip ko, Sir Baba. Isang tanong lang po. Kanina nabanggit niyo po, it's kung ikaw ay magkaroon ng connection doon, that's between you and the God or spirit, right? Since sabi mo rin na lahat tayo nanggaling sa Africa, so lahat tayo may connection direct doon sa, so technically lahat tayo may lineage doon.
Yes?
Di ba? Okay. So,
Yes.
paano kung malalaman kung kunyari ako, nakakaramdam ako na may calling ako doon? Valid ba na yung aking pakiramdam? Valid na ba yun? O kailangan ko pang kumonsulta kunyari sa mga priest? Kung tayo ay may lineage naman talaga doon, at sabi mo nga, it's between you and God. So, no one can tell you kung
Mhm.
tama ba to o mali. So, dun lang po, medyo konting clarification lang po sa part na yun.
Yeah, no problem. So while we all have connection, 'di ba? Pero yung intensity ng connection na 'yon, it varies, from person to person. So, that's why we always recommend na in order to so usually one of the first steps na ginagawa namin sa IFA is what we call like the life path reading. Kasi sa life path reading, parang dun verify, so yung destiny mo, which is like there's like three things na tinutuklas natin sa life path reading. One is what is your destiny? So which is basically yung sinasabi mo, parang nakaramdam ako ng connection, is it valid? Kasi at a part of it also is yung kumbaga kapag hindi pa ganun kalakas yung connection mo kasi like you haven't really connected well with Ifa or Orisha, it could be any spirit, di ba? You want to verify kasi kahit anong mga spiritual entity pwedeng sumagot sa tanong mo eh. That's why we always have to be very careful. So it could be like a low vibration spirit. You want to verify. So the very first thing that we look in the life path reading is ano yung destiny mo. Ano ba yung itong nararamdaman mong connection? What is it? Right? And then the second one na tinutuklasan natin is your guardian ancestor. So, based on the destiny na pinili mo, kasi again, part ng paniniwala namin is that bago ka ipinanganak sa mundong ito, in the world between worlds, kumbaga, tumaharap ka sa Diyos. Tapos sabi mo sa Diyos na ito sa buhay na to, ito ang aking pinipiling gagawin. And then at that point in time, pumipili ka ng guardian ancestor, which is basically yung ancestor mo na nararamdaman mo parang may similar experiences, kumbaga, or lessons na makakatulong sa'yo sa buhay na to. And then the third one is your guardian Orisha, or your head Orisha. So yun yung Orisha na pinili mo na makakatulong din sa'yo sa buhay na ito. And usually when you initiate in Orisha, yun muna yung inuuna namin Orisha na ini-initiate sa'yo. Is kung sino yung head Orisha mo or your guardian Orisha. So katulad sa akin, si Oshun ang aking guardian Orisha. So bago ako nag-initiate sa Ifa, nag-initiate muna ako kay Oshun and then I went to Ifa. So in terms of, so I don't know if that answered your question, pero in terms of like that connection, I think the intensity or yung solidness, kumbaga, gaano ba ka-solid yung connection mo. So kapag hindi ka pa practitioner ng Ifa, of course, it's not as solid, kumbaga. Because there could be anybody could be giving you those, any spiritual entity could be giving you those feelings or those insights. So you want to always verify it with Ifa.
Okay. Is it advisable kung magkakaroon ka ng personal journey mo doon sa practice na yun? Na without
Is it
consulting
possible kung magkakaroon ka ng personal?
Without consulting any
Yeah, I mean, you
priest?
could have, may mga taong nagkaroon ng personal journey nila, but eventually it led them to, kasi you reach a point, di ba? You reach a point na you have the spiritual journey, but then you reach a point na kailangan mo kumonsulta kasi without the consultation, you won't have the initiation. You won't have the elders to teach you. So, there's only so much you can do by yourself. So, maraming mga tao akong na gusto nila mag-practice ng tradition ito. And they have, like maybe for the past 5 years, for the past 10 years, they were exploring, parang, yes, nararamdaman ko yung energies ni Oshun, for example, and then after a while, parang, they get to a certain point na parang, they can't go any further. Kasi parang, in order to learn the mysteries of Oshun, kailangan mo ma-initiate Oshun, so you need an Oshun priest to tell you kung ano yon and to teach you yung divination and all that. So, lahat yun, like earlier, 75% na matutunan mo sa religion is through your elders. So, it's very impossible na to really practice this religion without an elder. Kasi hindi lahat nasa libro eh.
Mm.
Yeah.
Actually,
Thank you.
sorry, may follow-up question ka ba, Supreme?
Okay na. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Meron lang question si Romulo Gabriel. Sabi niya, possible po ba na and accepted to have multiple connections example, Taoism po, then may calling si Ifa, nakuha niyo po ba yung gusto ko sabihin? I guess ang gusto niya sabihin dito is it possible na mag-practice ka more than one spirituality and like, while practicing Ifa? Parang ganun yata. I hope tama yung pagkakaintindi ko.
I think that we also like, it's not just a religion, it's also a way of life, diba? I can see a lot, so for example, sa aking, sa religion ng aking mga ancestors, which is Buddhism, and Taoism and Confucianism, meditation is very big, pagdating sa mga ganyan mga spiritual traditions. So I incorporate those practices, kasi yun yung religion, yung tradition ng mga ancestors ko eh. So but in Ifa, that is also like, we have an Orisha of the mind, Orisha of the head, Orisha of white, which is ang tawag na is Batara. So that is a very Obatala. So when I meditate or when I do Buddhist practices, parang I'm aligning myself with the energies of Obatala. So it's just another way of looking at it. There's a lot of commonalities in a lot of the ancient religions. Iba-iba lang nga yung mga pangalan. So you can find fun in everything. So it's not an exclusive na ay pag isa ka, ito lang ang dapat mong gawin. It's not. Kasi tinanong ko yun sa iba. That was something that I struggled with when I first started. Na parang meron akong Buddhist altar. I use it. Part of it is, I used to be Buddhist. The second part is, that's the religion of my ancestors. I want to keep honoring it. So how do I combine the two? So I struggled with that. And I asked Ifa. And Ifa said, no, you have to keep doing it. Kasi that is also Ifa. Iba lang ang tawag sa kanya, but that is also Ifa. Again, it's like 10,000 years old. So you can find a lot of the practices ng mga modern religions ngayon within Ifa.
So talagang pwede pa rin siyang isabay pala. So somehow meron lang kasi may mga ibang traditions na go ahead.
Yeah, I would just like to say na hindi siya compatible sa mga religions na or sa mga spiritual practices na that's more of like on the darker side, kumbaga. Not that I don't have any disrespect, no disrespect. I respect, of course, people of all spiritual traditions, especially like people that practice, for example, the left-hand path, So I'm just saying na parang the practice of Ifa is not necessarily compatible. Kasi sa Ifa, you're like raising your vibration as high as you can, So so you avoid like any kind of negative entities, yung mga ganun, you don't work with demons, parang ganun, kasi you're raising your vibration. At saka may tabu kami sa Ifa na hindi ka pwedeng mangkulang, hindi ka pwedeng mag-chismis, bawal ang gossip, tabu ang gossip, tabu ang mangkulam, tabu ang mag-predict na kung kailan ng tao mamamatay. So, may mga certain parameters din. But by and large, I think for most of religions, it is compatible. So, for example, sa akin, like I said, meron akong altar dito sa bahay ko with, like Buddhist altar. Meron din akong altar kay Santa Muerte. Santa Muerte is like, so I'm also a muertero. So, but that's like, that's like, I separate the practice. Kasi parang, you have one is more about life and the other one is more about death. Parang ganon. So, but I
parang
don't
hindi mo
find
lang
any
siya totally
contradiction between the two.
Yeah, hindi mo lang siya totally bini-blend, but you can practice like any sort of spirituality, basta do not
Separate.
Parang you can just totally blend the tradition. Parang you are like creating your own tradition na parang ganon. So hindi ganon. So parang
Yes,
you are
kasi
practicing.
Parang, pagdating ganon, then yes. The one rule is really like, don't invent your own religion. So if you want to practice it, then you practice it. Yes, sabi nga sa akin ng baba ko, like sabi sa akin nung this past January, like, naiintindihan mo bang ibig sabihin ng cultural appropriation? Like, cultural appropriation. Sabi ko, yan kapag pag kinukuha mo, I think yung mga practices ng bang culture. Sabi hindi, ang cultural appropriation, it means na kapag kinuha mo yung practice ng isang culture, tapos kumbaga parang iniba mo siya. So, pag sinasabi natin nagpo-practice ka ng Ifa, pero iba yung ginagawa mo sa Ifa, na hindi na talagang Ifa, then that's cultural appropriation. Kumbaga kung ano pa, parang dinadagdag mo, parang nagdadagdag ka na hindi naman based sa tradition ng Ifa, that's cultural appropriation. So to me, I think it's okay to practice different tradition. Wag mo lang nga siya ipagsasama-sama kasi it's also part of it is not kailangan you have to give respect din sa
Yeah.
tradisyon kung saan ang galing yung at saka may mga rason din, may mga reason din kung bakit ganun yung ginagawa nila at ganun yung tradisyon nila.
Correct.
So pag nagbibigay respeto tayo, natututo din tayo kung ano talaga ibig sabihin ng mga ginagawa nila, yung mga tradition nila, you know.
Now, malinaw na rin sa atin yun. I hope nasagot yung mga tanong ni Romulo Gabriel. By the way, thank you, Romulo, for questioning. I mean, wait lang. Nandito na ba si... Sorry, nag-multitask kasi ako. Nag-check ako ng dalawang and checking the comments as well. How about Tim? Tim, pwede ka na kayang magsalita? I mean, naririnig mo na ba ako? Or, hello?
Yes,
Tim?
hi.
Ay, perfect.
Hello.
Ayan. Ayun, Tim. So, na-curious lang ako dahil since parang high priest or mentor mo is si Awo Ipatobi, sabi niya kasi parang ni-reach out mo news siya before. Ano yung naging process or yung transition niyo from not an Ifa practitioner and then na-curious kayo from that point and then ano yung calling? Anong nagtulak sa inyo to practice or to follow this path?
Nung una naming nakilala si Baba, nag-inquire kami, nagtanong kami kung ano yung Ifa. Then, in-explain naman niya sa amin lahat. And nung una, inaamin ko na parang medyo mahirap yatang intindihin. Kasi parang bago sa pandinig ko, especially me. Hanggang sa sabi ko parang hindi ko sinabing itatry ko parang siguro parang ang unang-unang pumasok sa akin is parang kailangan kong magkaroon ng good character pagdating sa spiritual path. Kumbaga, parang kailangan kong magkaroon ng good moral and right conducts, especially pagdating sa mga yung pagdating sa mga kasi ako mabilis mag-init yung ulo ko Maiksi yung pasensya ko. Tapos, lagi ako may mood swing. Then, nung nag-ifa ako, it's not about powers It's about it's about fixing your characters. It's about fixing your self-empowerment na rin. Kumbaga ganun.
Mas self-development,
So,
parang ganyan.
self-development, ganun. Hanggang sa, tinanong na namin si Baba. Well, di naman madamot si Baba. Nag-share naman siya ng mga knowledge niya about sa Ifa. Then hanggang sa yun, napamahal na kami sa Ifa, sa mga Orisha. Hanggang sa unti-unti namin natutunan na ganito pala dapat.
So, bali consider initiated Ifa, kayo follower, tama?
Yes.
Paano nangyari?
Kay
Like,
Baba, tapos.
through, ano yung initiation? I mean, sorry if this is too private. I'm just curious kung since
No, that's
nasa Africa or nasa America si Awu and then you're here in the Philippines, sa initiation, it can be parang done ba through online or through long distance? May ganun ba? Or kailangan may presence, yung presence talaga ng initiator or ng isang priest, kailangan magkita kayo in person? Paano ito nag-work?
Yung una, in-explain ni Baba sa amin kung paano yung magiging process. Hanggang hindi niya kami pinilit Kumbaga ang sinabi niya lang sa amin, well, Ifa is international. Ifa is a way of life. Ifa is not a powers. It's not spiritual powers. It's about building your character, your lahat, ganon. Hanggang sa in-explain niya sa amin kung paano yung process, kung paano ka mag-step by step papunta dito sa Ifa na to. Yun, nag-life path kami. Si Baba ang nag-read sa amin kung talaga bang destined kami dito sa ginagawa namin. Then, may blessings naman and all good naman. Yun, okay kami sa Hoodoo practice namin, then okay din kami sa Ifa. Through life path, nakita naman yon. And then, about dun sa ancestors namin, everything. So, yun. Then, after ng life path namin, Yun na, nagsimula na yung initiation namin through online. Siyempre,
Okay. So, yun. Through
it,
online.
yung online, through online, yung nag-receive na kami ng right hand of Urmila. Tapos yun, hanggang sa tuloy-tuloy na kami. So,
So,
kumbaga
pwede pa rin sa
marami
online
pa rin
initiation
kaming,
din.
hanggang sa
Kasi,
pinadala naman ni Baba lahat yung mga ginamit sa initiation, everything lahat. So, yun. Then after
that's
ng
nice.
initiation naman na
Yeah.
yun, masasabi namin na malaki naman ang nag-improve sa amin. Malaki naman ang
Yeah,
naging sa amin, naging benefit sa amin.
Okay.
can I just
Kasi,
clarify lang? Can I just clarify lang
go
muna?
ahead. Go ahead.
In terms of so in terms of like I think the word initiation parang so ang initiation talaga sa IFA it has to be live, kailangan kasi nandun ka, and then kapag initiate ka, it has to be live. But there are certain things na IFA like in the beginning na we can like send you kasi na hindi ka naman kailangan na maging parte ng ceremony. So, so for example, in the beginning, binigyan ko si Tim at saka si Neil, binigyan ko sila ng issue, So, basically, it's like, symbol siya in issue na they can use so that para, they can continue to establish that relationship with issue. But that doesn't mean na initiated Priscilla or anything, It's just, practitioners sila
Yes.
na
Devotee.
that they want to devotee, kumbaga. Yes, that is the right term, actually. It's the devotee na that they can continue to strengthen that relationship with Orisha, parang
Yes.
and eventually they received yung tinatawag namin one hand of Orunmila, which is again hindi rin sila kailangan may mga iba tradition sabihin nila kailangan present ka, but
Present ka.
it's not necessary, kumbaga. There's certain parts of like parang ceremony na nung sa, for example, with that part na nabigyan sila ng mga seeds na yon, and then eventually next year I'm hoping pag wala na masyadong travel restrictions is makakauwi ako, and then we can then complete the ceremony at that point in time. So that is, so yun yung mga part siguro sa with like Ifa na pwede mo sigurong gawin like, online. But
Yes.
like there's more to it. Like, so for example, the next step would be like yung tinatawag naming warriors or guerreros, which is basically bibigyan ka ng 4 na orisha na at a very parang fundamental level. So that has to be live, So na kasi kailangan namin mag-offer ng sacrifice, pagdating ng ganung ceremony. And then after that, of course, when you do your Orisha initiation, kailangan ding live kasi kailangan, I mean that it's very impossible to do Orisha o Ifa initiation online kasi dun sa Orisha initiation, bibigyan kita ng parang pato na parang sopera na kaldero na nandun lahat ng mga ashe or yung mga ang energies ng Orisha. So you will be given the tools of the Orisha. You will be given your divining tools, parang ganon, as part of the ceremony. At saka kailangan din i-present kita sa sakripisyo. So kailangan, so may proseso din yun. So kumbaga parang nung na-initiate ako kay Oshun, for example, at saka sa Ifa, presenta din ako sa mga sakripisyo. And then, kailangan i-touch yun sa iba-ibang part ng katawan mo. And then, kailangan mo kausapin yung sakripisyo. And then, so there's a lot that goes into it. It has to be live. Parang ganun.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
but
first
there's
step,
a lot din, like, in the beginning. Yeah.
So, parang first step lang yung ginawa na yun. So,
Yeah, first,
kasi,
yes.
Kasi,
Step by step siya, yeah.
Oh, that's nice to know. Kasi naisip ko nga yun, sabi ko, magkalayo ng lugar. So paano nangyayari yung initiation kung required pa na ganito. So ayun, at least nabigyan na siya ng linaw. Actually, sayang na wala rin pala si Neil din. Okay, go ahead, Tim.
Well, hopefully with the help of the Orishas, makapag-travel kami next year. O, di ba? So, yun.
Tama kami. Sure.
Na. Malilisip na yung mga Orisha natin. O, di ba?
So, nakisa. Yeah. And anyway, actually, medyo late na rin. thank you talaga so much sa
Yeah.
lahat ng mga na-share niyo today. And unfortunately lang, mayroon tayong konting technical problems sa side nila Neil at team. Hindi natin sila masyado nakausap the whole, but so much, thank you talaga. And ngayon lang ako nagkaroon talaga ng chance na, malinawan about this practice. Kasi nakikita ko siya online and sabi ko nga may mga ibang tao ako na-meet before. And this time at least nagkaroon tayo ng pagkakataon na ma-share sa akin. And for those people, is it possible by the way na if they're interested to practice this, okay ba na-reach out to nila kayo or ano bang
Yeah,
pwede ba yung
Yeah,
ganun?
just
Like
reach out to
maybe
Tim and Neil.
maybe
for
someone
those
is like
interested na,
watching now and they're and even yung mga susunod pa na manonood nito, baka interested kayo, you can just contact Neil and Tim, right?
yes.
Yeah,
What's
Yeah,
Sig-
for those
yeah, I was
interested
just
na
gonna say
gustong
na
aral isa, you can reach us na lang. Then,
ano na lang,
yun, kami na lang magsasabi kay Baba.
at try na lang
and I also
pa
want to
type ng contact information just in case para may i-flash ko sa screen.
yes, I just also want to add na kasi I think dun sa ad na advertisement natin ay we're going to give away like some OB sets. So I think
oo
si
nga.
Romulo Gabriel, magaganda yung mga tanong mo, Romulo. So I think tsaka si Theo, dalawa kayo nagtanong. So just contact him na lang. Sa ngayon mahirap pa magpadala. So I'm just actually may package ako piniprepare para sa kanila. So, once na red na okay na magpadala sa Pilipinas, your OB set
Sana
will be
all.
there. So, si Theo, at saka si Romulo Gabriel.
Sana pala nagtanong din ako, no? Para napili ako. Hindi ako nagtanong eh. Well,
Nagtanong naman ako
ako
we can
nagtanong
give
pala
you
ako.
some too. That's okay.
Nagtanong din ako, madami pala akong
No,
tinanong
Batara.
actually.
We can definitely. Marami kang tinanong. No, we'll give you and Ryan also. No problem. So, bibigyan ko kayo ng consecrated na set ng OB na pwede nyo ring, you can use that to speak with your higher self and your ancestors. After, I think, pag medyo nakapagpadala, pag napadala ko na kasi, we have several other people na gusto mag-aral ng OB. Kasi it's not just a matter of throwing the shells. Meron siyang actually specific way of reading it. So, you are invited, to the class, for OB. When kapag nakapagpadala na, kasi it's hard to teach it na pag wala pa kayong shells. So, once, pag natanggap nyo na yung shells, and then, we'll invite you sa OB class. So,
sige, that's interesting.
Pag pwede na magpadala.
Okay, sige.
Thank you,
Nako,
Baba.
thank you so much. By the way, nasaan na ba yung wala pa yung information yata nila. Lumabas na ba para ma-flash ko sa screen? Yun, paki-contact na lang yung hindi ko kasi alam yung FB name eh. Ano bang ulit yung FB name yun, Neil and Tim?
Si Tim is Tim Soji Banaag.
Si Neil Patrick Joseph.
Tim Soji Banaag. Kasi Neil is Neil Patrick Ocampo.
Neil Patrick Ocampo. Okay, so pahanap na lang yung mga FB names na yon. There you go. Sinulot. So yan, para ma-claim ninyo ang inyong mga OB sets. And also, kung you are interested to, that's for Tim, and this one ay para naman kay Neil Patrick Ocampo. Okay. So, yun. Romulo, congratulations. And to Teo, si Teo mukhang marami-rami ng to dito ha. Marami-rami ng naiipon.
Namimihasan na nga yun eh.
Congratulations sa inyong dalawa. And wag mo na kayong alis ha. Although magpapaalam na muna tayo sa ating mga guests ngayon. Sobrang thankful talaga, as in totally sobrang salamat sa pagbigay ng time sa amin. And to Neil
Baba,
and Tim also for introducing me to you, and also syempre kay Ryan. And si Ryan mag-stay muna kasi meron din tayong konting eksena mamaya for you, Ryan. So thank you so much. Sana next time mayroon tayong
Thank you
in person. So thank you so much. It's just in case lang na may mga magtanong sa akin na about your tradition, I'll forward it to you na. Kasi may mga ganun din na hindi nila alam kung paano kayo kontakin. So, forward nyo lang kay Team and Neil or sa inyo directly. Okay? So, thank
Oh
you
yeah,
talaga.
or to me
Sobra.
sa Facebook. Alright.
Anything you wanna
Thank
say?
you.
Last
Alright.
message? Baka mayroon ka pang last farewell
Last
dito.
message. I think the last message is I think si Romulo kanina may tinanong sa tungkol sa ano bang pananaw ng Ifa community sa LGBTQ IA plus community. So ang sagot ko lang diyan talaga, it really depends, kasi sa Ifa there's no one, like wala kaming pope ng Ifa, kumbaga parang ganun, So there's no one religion ng Ifa. Like iba-iba spiritual houses, may kanya-kanya sila sometimes na biases, All I can say is that, sa spiritual house na pinanggalingan ko, we believe in accepting everyone, So, and because Ifa is really all about good character, Ang paniniwala namin is that, sa Ifa, hindi ka nag-aasam na, ay, gusto kong mag-spell para gusto kong mag-spell para magkaasawa, gusto kong para mag-jowa. That's not really the point. Kasi when you live your life with good character, everything will come to you. Like, if you live your life with good character, money will come to you. Hindi mo na kailangan humingi ng pera. Kasi bibigyan at bibigyan. So when you align yourself with the energy of Ifa and Orisha, when you live your life with good character, yun lang yung focus mo, lahat darating sa'yo. So for all the people usually that I have worked with sa Ifa, they usually find na, parang nagugulat na lang sila minsan na parang, nga, hindi, ang tagal ko na hindi nag-i-spell para sa pera, sa ganun-ganon. Pero, but wala akong problema sa pera. But that's the thing. It's like, kasi you're living your life with good character, you're focusing on your spiritual path, so everything will come to you. So, it's all about good character.
Yon, thank you.
Ashe.
Ashe. Ayan. Okay, thank you so much. Maraming salamat talaga. Super.
Thank you, Baba.
Thank you so much.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so ayan, thank you din kila Neil and Tim. And ayun, sa mga nakinig at nagstay sa inyo, I know na mahaba-habang talakay niyo pero marami kayong natutunan today. So, and of course, si Ryan, mayroon yatang konting sasabihin sa atin for this new group. Ayan, sige. At tanggalin ko lang muna yung Ano yun?
Wala, next week na yun. Next week na.
Bakit? May time pa tayo oh. So, ayan.
Hindi, group
thank
yun.
you. Oh.
Ano yun? Group yun nila Teo. Ini-eme ko lang. Maganda kasi kasama si Teo.
Sige. Next time, magkaroon tayo ng ganyan. By the way, hindi pa tayo tapos, no? Meron pa tayong at least 8-10 minutes. So, kung may mga gusto kayong sabihin,
15,
sige.
10.
Kung galaw-galaw tayo ng konti, kung meron pa, yung iba nagsi-alisa na. But for sure, marami pa naman nasa likod niya nanonood. As of now, yung mga nakaklik ng chat is nasa 17 lang. But maraming mga viewers tayo off the chat room. I don't know ilan, but usually nasa 200, 300 yan eh. Kung may mga questions kayo, at doon naman sa mga nanonood ngayon na walang account, kaya hindi kayo makapag-comment, gawa na kayo ng account para makapagtanong kayo sa amin at makapagbigay kami ng malinaw na answer. Also, next week, by the way, it's gonna be Bless Parco Rodriguez time. Kasi guess natin siya about Maotian tradition or Taoism. So, magbibigay siya sa atin ng ibang insight about it. Kaya, watch niyo sa next week. Ganun ulit, first part, meron tayo. Then next week, after Bless presentation or talk, ako na, or yung group ko naman yung ipipresent ko, which is my tradition, the Diwataan tradition or the Babaylan tradition, after ni Bless. So, paano ba yun? Next week ba yun or next week? So, this Sunday,
next week.
About Taoism. After that, ayun na, my personal spiritual path na, it's all about Babaylan and it's all about pre-Hispanic tradition, Diwataan, Babaylan, Katulad ng Mumbaki, Baylan. Yan, yung mga ganyan na yung pag-uusapan natin pagdating sa Encode. So, doon ka na talaga fully may introduce sa inyo yung tradition ko. Plus, meron din akong mga kasama ko sa loob ng Tribmaka na tutulong sa akin to explain and entertain your question about Babaylan, about Diwataan tradition.
Panoorin ko yan. Sino kaya yan? Papanoorin ko yan.
Sino ba yung mga yan? So, ganon. And also, yung tradition din ni Ryan, ipipicture din natin yan soon about the conic wika. Ayan. So, pag-uusapan din yung mga bagay-bagay na yan. Okay, so Romulo Gabriel. Uy, Taoism topic next week. Yes, si Bless Parco Rodriguez, yung nasa taas ng comment mo, siya yung magpa-facilitate ng talk. And you can also visit her channel, Bless Parco. Hanapin niyo lang siya. Nagtuturo din, or nag-present din siya sa YouTube ng kanyang lifestyle about her spiritual path or journey. Yeah. Supreme, anything you wanna say?
Ako natuwa ako dun sa mga information na narinig ko galing kay Baba. Ngayon ko lalo napatunayan na tama yung path na tinatahak nila Tim at Neil kasi nagbabibrate sa kanila eh. Di ba? Makikita mo sa practitioner kung anong meron yung practice nila.
And also sa mentor din.
Yes,
I can really see na his not because of your online or whatnot, but I can really see that he knows what he's doing. You know, yung na parang I can really feel na talagang serious talaga yung kanilang practice kasi yeah, so same thing.
Kaya ano ako doon na lalo akong humanga doon sa bagay na yun. So, 'di ba, despite sa mga controversial issues and everything, mas lalong lumakas yung suporta ko kila Neil and Tim na kung anong ginagawa nila walang masama.
Yeah, and they know what they're doing. That's the main point eh. Kasi if you know your practice, you know how to explain it, you know how to stand for your practice. It's not because gusto mo lang panindigan. It's more of like hindi lang basta knowledge eh. There's something na dapat mong maintindihan sa practice mo spiritually, not just by knowledge. So nakita ko yon kay sorry, what's his name again? Awu. So to whatever kay Baba, yeah, how niya i-present yung tradition, and I can see na talagang sila Neil is in good hands. So walang halong showbiz or whatnot.
Totoo.
Kasi marami kasing iba na nagpa-practice and then kine-question, and then you know, especially sa mga African tradition or spiritual path, alam mo naman, yung before, di ba, maraming mga ganyan eh, mga questioning there and there, here and there about why you're practicing it, why you're not practicing this, you're a Filipino, and why you can't do this, you can't do that, yada, yada, yada. Na nalinawan niya ng pansin talaga, nabigyan ng malinaw na explanation about it, and I'm so happy na na-present yun ng maayos talaga, and super duper thankful.
Yes.
And curious ako dun sa DNA test.
Ako narinig ko na yun noon pa. Tapos kinonfirm niya. Tsaka ang ganda nung ano nila. Kumbaga, yung pinaka-motivation is to improve your character, kumbaga.
Correct. Improve your character. Kasi maraming mga tradition na nakakalimutan yung character mismo. You know, we have to really check our characters first. Kasi without nagmamatter yung yung galaw mo, kung paano ka gumalaw, kumilos, mag-approach as bilang tao. Yun nga lagi ko sinasabi, if you are practicing something, you have to understand first the world of living as well as yung spiritual world. Kasi if spiritual ka ng spiritual without checking yourself, without understanding yourself, maliligaw ka ng landas. Kasi mag-iiba na yung pag panay spiritual, maraming ganyan, spiritual, nawala yung pag-check sa physical thing, nawala yung physical understanding. So nagkakaroon na ng labo-labo hanggang power tripper ka na because all you're just thinking na it's all about powers. You're just thinking it's all about spiritual world na hindi mo nalalaman na mayroon ka pang physical plane na dapat mong maintindihan. And of course, the first part na dapat mong pag-intindihan is yourself, your character. And that's a good point of view talaga. Magandang point of view.
Tsaka matalino sila.
Yes.
Sa kanila. Matalino sila.
They know, yun nga sa katulad sinabi ko, alam nila kung anong ginagawa nila. And ito hindi lang to para kila team or sa kanilang tradition, but para sa lahat, gusto ko lang sabihin na dapat talaga character yung isa sa pinaka titignan natin yung character natin. Kung paano natin ma-develop ito ng mas maganda. So lahat naman yan applicable sa lahat to. And sana magdala natin yung magandang, yung moral lesson kumbaga na maituturing for today. So keyword today is character. Ayan. And dahil talagang kailangan nating mabago or at least maayos to be a better person. Okay, so sa mga nanonood dyan, ng mga nahuli na, pinag-uusapan namin si Ifa and Orisha. So just please replay this video soon kung maano na to, matapos na yung stream natin. Pwede niyo pa panoorin. At kung hindi ko nakita si Teo na nag-response doon sa kanyang pagkapanalo sa Ube. I don't know if I pronounced it
Obi.
correctly. Obi. Yun, sana nakita din niya yan. Patsya, congratulations. And to Romulo. In fairness to Romulo ha, talaga naman siyang lagi nandito every Sunday. Maaga siya kanina, at least, di ba? Ika nga, early birds catches the first, catches the worm. Pero ayoko maging bird. Worm pala ang mauuna. Anyway, parang walang sense yung nasabi kong part na yun. Parang mali, hindi na connect. Pero anyway, yeah, so ano pa ba? Ano pa ba ang mga pag-usapan? May konting time pa tayo, just a minute maybe. Wala na, no? Gusto niyo pa ba ng reading, last reading, o wag na? Wag na, kumonti na rin tayo. So next time, next
Sila rin
week,
yung kanina.
sila rin eh. Next week, mayroong pick-a-card reading tayo kay agahan ninyo kung gusto niyo mag-catch yung pick-a-card reading. Tapos, magkakaroon tayo ng free reading siguro by announce na magti-take kami ng free reading. Wala muna this week. Medyo busy talaga ako. Wala muna this week and also sila Ryan din medyo pagpahingahin muna natin sa mga free reading ngayon. But eventually, babalik din natin yan maybe after a week or two. So, tapos doon sa Crib Maka, Diwataan Tradition, abangan nyo yun kasi for sure marami kaming ipamimigay din ng mga may kinalaman sa Diwataan practice. And we will entertain all your questions about Babaylan, about Diwataan Tradition. So, if you have questions like that, isulat nyo na para ma-entertain natin. Also with Bless Parkos topic na Taoism this coming Sunday. Ganun ulit, second half si Bless darating dito sa ating chat. First half tayo muna. Probably with Brian ulit.
Shoutout lang po. Gusto ko po ma-shoutout kay Fab Lakwachera, Babaylad.
Ay, oo nga, Magi. At saka kay Kadlawon. Kadlawon, hello. Hello there.
Parid daw kay Babaylan.
Paparid daw siya. Eh, bawal po ang personal reading online, on air. Private reading na lang daw. Baka sunugin tayo ng mga ibang hindi natin na-read online. Pero bala ko niyan, mawawala na yung free reading. Hindi naman mawawala. Pagpahingin natin yung free reading sa offline, random reading na lang on air. Ganon. Kung sino yung magustuhan natin, random reading on air. So, mamimili tayo ng ganyan. So, yeah, si Fabla Coachera and also si Kadlawon, isa sila sa mga kasama natin sa usaping Diwataan and Babaylan topic next week pala. Just to give you some idea kung sino yung mga guests natin sa kanila. Yep, I guess yun lang. I hope everyone is okay and happy and satisfied sa ating mga pinag-uusapan. Ako talaga marami natutunan today and super thank you talaga ako sa kanila. Walang halong ka-etikan. Super nag-enjoy ako today sa mga nalaman ko. Kaya super pinipigilan ko masyadong, dami kong tanong eh, pero hinahayaan ko lang muna na mag-flow talaga kahit pa paano. Ayoko ma-interrupt bawat words and bawat possible thing kasi nasasabihin. Alam ko very important. Kaya yung mga questions ko nililimit ko lang din dahil nasasagot naman siya during the sa isang buong conversation. So, thank you so much mga Malaya. And Rai, may gusto ka pa bang sabihin bago tayo lumisan for tonight? Just for tonight.
Bago po ako umalis, gusto ko lang po magpasalamat kay Catalona dahil lagi po kayo nagbibigay sa amin ng
Bakit sa akin na naman? Sa kanila. Narinig ko na ilang beses mong paulit-ulit. Paulit-ulit ko na sinasabi yan.
Hindi ka nang gumawa ng exposure dito.
At mag-upload ka na rin daw kasi sa channel mo kasi nag-aabang na sila ng mga upload mo sa channel mo. Promote natin yun. Dapat upload ka ng upload.
Wala kang nanonood?
Meron yan. Di ba nanonood kayo? Puntahan nyo yung The Magical,
nagla-like lang sila kasi
The Magical Journey. The Magical Journey. Paano sila manonood kung hindi ka mag-upload? Kaya yan, marami nag-aabang sa'yo dyan. For sure, lalo na ngayon, nakikilala ka rin naman nila dito. Kahit kakaunting subscribers pa rin natin, ilan na ba tayo? Running 15,000, 14,800 yata. So, running 15,000 tayo. Pag nag-hit tayo ng 20,000, may bongga akong pakulo. Kaya, mag-share pa nag-share. At sana talaga makalabas na tayo, no? Para pag nakalabas tayo, mas maganda yung mga content natin. Makakapag-vlog ako talaga ng ang lifestyle ko and lifestyle ng mga
So,
i-istorbohin kong tao.
sobrang galing mo talaga. Kaya hindi ka
Eh,
mapapantayan eh. Yung
may
mga
ganyan ka na naman.
pumilit na pantayan ka,
Okay, bye!
nahihirapan sila.
Grabe ka naman. Wala naman tayong dapat ipilit at wala din dapat tayong competition kasi everything is kanya-kanya.
Ano?
So, salamat
Oo
po Sir
nga.
Batara, masyado kilabot po sa inyo. Hehehe. Lorna Esguera. Ba't po kayo nalabutan sa amin? Nakakatakot po ba kami? So, yun. Anyway, so yun lang. Maraming salamat. Sakto na natin to ng 35 saka tayo mag-end para may mga last na magpo-comment dyan. Go comment na. 35 or sige na nga, 40 na nga. Gusto mo ba mag-chika ng mga 5 minutes more?
Okay lang.
Or wala na?
Marami pa ako. Ikaw.
O sige. Well, anyway, kung may mga gusto ko yung sabihin, sige, 5 minutes more, end na tayo talaga, totally. Gusto ko lang muna mag-engage tayo with our subscribers and watchers or viewers ngayon na pababa na rin dahil mukhang na-entok na sila. Pero sige lang, yung mga natitira dyan, hello din. Sa mga nanonood na hindi pa nakaka-subscribe, subscribe na kayo. At sa mga walang account, gawa na kayo para makapag-subscribe at makapag-comment kayo. Kasi ang lumalabas lang dito na nandito sa view is yung mga nagki-click ng chat or nasa chat pero kadalasan after nito nasa I don't know, maybe sana na umabot tayo ng mga 400 ngayon or 200 man, 300. Usually ganun eh. 300, 400 viewers tayo, hindi na nagpa-participate. Nasa background lang. Sabi ni Bele, sabi ni Lorna muna, taas ng energy niyo po. Baka noo ko lang po yung nakita nyo.
So ano pa ako?
Joke lang po. Thank you po, Miss Lorna. Sabi ni Bless, may one spell po akong ituturo next week. Spell of the Golden Light. So yun, magtuturo daw si Bless next week ng Spell of the Golden Light.
Okay.
And also sabi niya, Spell of the Golden Light is an equivalent of middle pillar in basic Taoist magic po. Medyo hindi pa namin alam yung Bless. Sige, explain mo yan next week para mas malaman talaga natin. But yun, abangan nyo, meron daw ituturong spell si Bless about Spell of the Golden Light. And whatever it is, mukhang interesting. Sabi ni Romulo,
Gusto ko yan.
paki-post ulit yung kay Sir Ryan po. Sumasakit ulo ko. Hehehe. Pakin-post ulit yung kay Sir. Ang alin yun? Yung
Ano po
paki-post.
yung
Ano yun, Romulo?
Pinag-usapan.
Baka hindi ko rin alam kay Romulo. Sabi niya paki-post ulit yung kay Sir Ryan na videos. May scandal ka ba, Ray?
Hindi ko naman na-send.
Hindi ko alam kung anong video na yun. Sa channel niya, punta ka, Ryan's Magical Journey at tinatanong. Type mo naman Supreme para flash natin. Ryan's Magical Journey. Ryan's Magical Journey, tama. Yeah. Hanapin mo nilang yung Ryan's Magical. Ayun. Hello, good evening po sa inyong dalawa. Hi din, Jane. And unfortunately, Jane pa, bigla tumaas yung watcher and viewers natin. Bumalik naman ng 19. Nag-aantay na lang, nagpapalipas oras na lang po kami. So, pero sige lang, go lang. Kung meron kayong gustong sabihin, chika muna tayo. Sabi ni Teo, planeta ka, Kuya Ryan. Grabe siya.
Yan ang sinabi ko rin kanina eh. Ako yung planeta.
So ano ako? Lupain. Anyway, Ryan's Magical Journey po. Hanapin niyo lang siya. Actually, nagko-comment ka baga. Basta subscribe siya.
Okay. Akala ko. Ganda ng tanong ko, no? Bakit daw?
So yun, and yung channel ko, Bree Style. Ha ha ha, sabi niya. Sabi naman ni Blessings can be used for everyone po kahit non-initiated. Yun na pala gamit mo mismo. Nag-hi ka na lang sana. Sinulat mo siya ulit.
Kung
Ayun.
ano, nakawala si...
Wait. Hindi pa siya nag-up. Anong sabi ni ano? Ano daw?
Si Brie.
Hindi siya
Kilala ko yung si Brie.
Bree, hindi ko siya yata. Ay,
Member
pinost ko
siya nung
talaga, no?
Member siya ni Teo.
Ni Teo?
Oo.
Inantay ko sa'yo. Ang tagal mag-flash, ang tagal lumabas sa screen. Ano ba yun?
Abangan niyo po yung segment po ni Katalon at saka with his coven kasi mamimigay po siya ng maraming mga papremyo po.
Grabe sa marami. Hindi kasi,
Pinangunahan
yeah.
ko na.
Hindi naman pa premyo. Siguro mga giveaways, ganyan. Thank you, Bree Style, for appreciating my traditional necklace. Oy, Zaya, thank you so much. Pa-shoutout to kay Zaya. Ayan. Thank you for the support, Zaya, for my channel. Bonggang-bongga. Ayan. Super tuwa naman at talaga. Baka mag-antay pa tayo ng ganito. Antay pa, extend pa natin.
Zaya,
Zaya.
dalawa kami. So, dapat 100.
Thank you. Shout out to Zaya for giving for using the chat. Ano yan? The super chat. Ayan. So pagsusupport ng channel, thank you so much, Zaya. Ayan. Super. So dahil 50 pesos, shout out tayo ng 50 times din. Hi, Zaya. Shout out to Zaya. Just kidding. Thank you so much, Zaya. At sa lahat ng mga sumusuporta talaga. Sabi niya, next time si Ryan.
Joke lang.
Joke lang naman daw. So thank you so much sa paggamit ng super chat. O yung sa iba, may super chat tayo kung gusto yung suportahan.
Baka baka sabihin nanghihingi ako. Hindi mag-post, charot.
Oo nga. It's support. It's the channel. It's gusto naman, kailangan natin yan. Huwag na tayo magpaka-epokrito. Need ng
diba
channel
para yan
natin.
Dun sa
yung sa outreach program and also for this channel. Outreach and for this channel, for the equipment, for the things that we are doing. And yun, magkakaroon nga pala ako ng, pag malapit na yung outreach program na magkatotoo talaga dahil nga pandemic, magkakaroon ako ng fundraising live para sa isang possible yun nga, outreach program. So, pero kailangan ko munang siguraduhin yung mismong outreach program day. Parang live for a cost siya. Ina-target pa namin ngayon yung saang specific na tribe ang pupuntahan. Hindi naman bonggang-bonggang outreach program. Maybe magbibigay kami ng konting gamit or feeding program maybe. Yung mga not usual na mga nakakain nila dahil nasa dulo sila ng mga bulubundukin. So, bibigyan natin sila ng tulong ng bahagya. Paano bang, I'm not really sure pa kung ano yung pinaka-program, but I'll definitely do that and announce it here. So, naku, hindi po, Sir Ryan. Hey, kayong dalawa po, Batara. So, yun, and ano nga bang sinabi natin kanina kung anong oras tayo mag-i-end? Yun na.
40.
42 na. So, tama na muna ang chikahan at may gagawin pa yata si Ryan. Ayoko na siyang istorbo. And so, thank you sa lahat ng mga nanood at bye-bye. See you next week. Same time, 8 p.m. Kung malate man ako ng konti, maybe konti lang. Basta, see you next week.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.